What it do? What it do, world? What it do? What it do, world? What it do? What it do, world? Man, we live, baby. We live, baby. Mm, I know I'm smacking. I'm hungry. Hungry for a new year. Hungry for new beginnings. Hungry for a new elevation. Evolution. Hungry for a new revelation. A new revolution. Just hungry. Burning. Just a desire burning in me. Mm-hmm. Hope everybody's good out there, Shalom family. Hope everybody's good. So I'm good myself. Can't complain. I'm alive and blessed. And stressed and ain't taking no mess. That's what we've got to be on. We ain't taking no mess. We ain't taking no mess. Yeah. Give me some noodles, Mm. Noodles and tea. Mm. I had a tea for clear my throat. Be all good. But I want you to be able to hear me clear and concise there. So, and then we'll be doing the long hauls now. So, gotta make sure everybody is that I am properly nutritioned to be able to execute my job. It's the work. This is the work. So, if you are new, we live on everything. Matter of fact, I'm gonna open up everything so we'll be able to see what is going on, beloveds. Literally, what is going on. So much is going on. So much is going on, beloveds, that we just cannot sit back and ignore and act like things ain't happening. Because they are happening. We are at the end of 2024. Can you believe that? We are at the end of 2024. It's already begun in all these other places around the world, New Zealand, and you name it. We're just going to have a chat and we're going to look at the world and see what's going on around the world. You got to put on your 2025 glasses and get them goggles ready because it's about to get splashy. It's about to get real splashy. I know a lot of people ain't ready, but you're going to have to get ready. You're going to have to be ready. You're going to have to stay ready. This is the time where you cannot slack off. Everything's going to get sped up. It's going to definitely be a whole different world. It's a small world after all. I'm such a hungry hippo. I love eating. Get me like, where do it go? To go right to my big ass head. So, I didn't want y'all to see me eating like a hungry hippo who ain't eating forever. So, once we got that out the way, yep, I feel so much better. But we're live, y'all. Live and direct. So, everybody out there, you can tap into the YouTube channel, subscribe, be able to listen to everything. You can go to my Twitter page. We're live on all platforms. So just want to keep you up to date on that. You can download the music, listen to it out here. iTunes, we're on Spotify. We on Tidal. We on Pandora. We on TikTok. We on Instagram. We on Kick. We on Twitch. We on Facebook. And special shout out to the sister Lisa Cabrera. I got the beard oil on right now, looking nice and shiny and glistening. You know, I got to shine on for this new 25, and we got that shine for new 25. We got the Big Levi book. Y'all go and cop that. It's a great cop. It's a good book. Got the Mayan water. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it moving. So I just want to showcase to y'all what I got going on my side of the pendulum. So yeah. Anyways, show off that good old beard. Yeah, some of that good old beard we showcasing. So yep. Got everything. Everything is everything. Wawa. Make sure. Yep. Maxing and relaxing. Maxing and relaxing, y'all. So shout out to everybody out there. It's a brand new year. It's coming up. We definitely gonna put all of whatever was whatever behind us, and we just gonna look into getting right to the business. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get right to it. We ain't gonna hold back. We ain't gonna let go. So this year has definitely been full of a lot of things. So we live on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Kick, you name it. We all on everything. So it's definitely for everybody to be listening to and hearing and stuff like that, because just so much going on. So much going on. So anyways, it's a beautiful day. We've definitely gone through a lot this whole year. Yesterday I did a nice little review of all of some of the major events that have happened throughout all of this year, and it's been pretty interesting. Everybody that's on TikTok, if you go to YouTube to my channel, Prime Black, Prime. Matter of fact, let me put it in there because I need to put it in the chat. Let me go ahead and do that so everybody knows what's up. But the videos, you won't be able to hear the audio through TikTok yet. You have to go. Oh no, that did not work. You gotta go. That's the wrong one. Let me. That didn't work. I can't even delete it. So re-put it. So we got YouTube. So that is where people can actually see the audio and hear the audio and watch the videos as I'm showcasing them on YouTube. So you go to all of the other platforms, YouTube Live, you name it. But, that's the main one I've been sending everybody to, so they can have that at their disposal. But yeah, I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's good. So, like I said, I got tons of stuff to showcase to everybody, and we're just gonna let it roll because there's definitely a lot of stuff going on that has happened that we have to address. Last year was definitely a wake-up call. This year has definitely been a wake-up call for many reasons. So to be able to have overcome a lot of that stuff, to be at where you're at now, pat yourself on the back. Yeah, pat yourself on the back. You made it. You got through all of the stuff, and you made it. Made it through squeaky clean. So keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thug thizzle. It's not gonna get easy. It's never easy, but that's all right. It's all right, you know. Stuff like that makes you better. So yeah, um, we're gonna look back at this map and see what it's like. Yeah, we're gonna look at the map of the world, see what's going on around the world. Yeah, we're gonna look at the world. We're gonna see what's up. So, with that being said, did I reset it? Yeah, I did. So, that being said, who else we got? So, we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on, family. So, like I see on here, you got this bird flu thing that keep popping up too. But we're gonna look at the world, what's going on since it's since we got the uh, 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 New Year's. We'll look at what's in the old year that's gonna pop out in the new year. It's, come over here though. We still got volcanic activity up in Alaska. There's a bunch of earthquakes all around Canada, Quebec, though. It's interesting. And not too far from the eruption going on in Iceland. But there is a bird flu breaking out in Indiana and Ohio area. 900,000 chickens. You got crazy weather all over the place. Let's see. 5 injured in overnight shooting in Denver. That's still going on, taking place. Chemical spill in New Mexico. Cheesecake Factory, 20 workers. 2 injured in explosion at Danson's plant. What's up with all these plants blowing up? Yeah, tugboat sinks in the Mississippi River collision. Uh, uh, legal 6 people shot, including a woman, uses a human shield. Destruction, Hobbs fire. Let's see what else is going on. It's still going buck wild down here in Australia. It's just hot out there. It's super hot out there right now. So, super hot. Seriously injured after a falling tree branch. Trees are falling on them. That is interesting. That these trees are falling on them and falling on their house. So we got plenty of activity going on all over the place, but there's so much earthquake activity going on in the whole Pacific, Asian Pacific area. So much going on in these areas. There's a volcano going on in Ethiopia. Yeah, there's like there's another one in Hawaii going off too. Still eruptions going on off everywhere. Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom. So definitely want everybody to send a note out to everybody. Let everybody know. But so we got that going on. It's a lot of activity, man. All of this earthquake activity along this ring of fire, and all of the tsunamis, just all the way along the whole. It's just sliding. You can see it sliding. It's not playing around. So it's just interesting to see that. What's going on in Haiti still. I don't know why I keep zooming me out. They still got the same stuff going on. But it was bad weather out in these whole regions, though. So, yeah. See, it still got that fog going on. That fog was bad. And it was shown yesterday. It was going to definitely be problems. But there's so much just earthquake activity going on right now. Just very much so. Every one of these tectonic plates has activity on them. Like it's not failing. What's going on in France? Persistent thick fog. It's just crazy. It's just a thick fog everywhere. It's not playing. It's not up. It's not holding up. So you have earthquakes that are in the most remote places, the Caspian Sea. It's rocking all other places until it gets to where it needs to get to. So, yeah, I just want to showcase that. So, we good on the world. We good on the world. But since that was the case of being able to see that that's what's going on in the world is a bunch of shaking up. In fact, we're talking about shakeups. I wanted to bring up this too, because this was definitely interesting because there has been a lot of people who have definitely passed away this year. And so that was something that I started paying attention to, like, oh, this is something really heavy. We didn't really take a good look at how many people of prominence or influence in all industries, in all industries, from all backgrounds of life, stuff like that. So to see that happening, just wanted to showcase that. So let's see where we at. Let's see. So that being said, it's gonna be one thing in here that I peeped out that I saw that was just the most. It's crazy how disrespectful, even in people's death, that these people still can be. But you can see how it just says, "Oh, she's an actor," but you don't know if she was an evil person and this and that stuff like that. But they always try to clean up the narratives and make them sound like they're squeaky fucking clean when really they're not. So, but I'm gonna point something out that I want y'all to see though. Actor, singer, songwriter, activist, and attorney. That was Martin Luther King's son. Poet, educator, actor, actor, singer, songwriter, public radio host, political dissident, Canadian Olympic, and comedian, actor, comedian, actor, Oscar-winning actor, former NFL player, actor, comedian. This right here. Did they really have to put that convicted felon, athlete, actor? Could I just kept it that way? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Out of all the other people, like there's nobody else who has that this extra little tidbit on who they really are. Even though we know who they really are. But I just happened to notice that once I saw that what is the reasoning of putting the convicted felon? They always have to put a black asterisk next to any one of our people. Not even the other people that they didn't show right now. They didn't have that, but they still do. Unless you have been submissive and capitulative to white superiority and white supremacists, then yeah, you'll get the head nod. You'll be, until they feel like you are completely out, but convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to put that in there to stain, and they've done that with everybody: Reggie Bush, freaking Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you named it, Rosa Parks, all these people that could have done something to prominence. But even all of their people, they don't speak like that. But these people who's been jacked up though, like the rest, like how are they innocent? But the fact that you have this convict, like out of all the people on here that I've seen, the moment that they show OJ, my eyes went directly to this convicted felon. That's how much they like the amount of hate that they have for us as a whole is all perpetuated and encompassed within this man themselves, because they felt like they cozied up as close as they could next to one, and he, whether anybody's opinion he did it or not, or nothing like that, which I don't think he did, because it's just the fact he didn't do it. It was just too many other aspects that was like, nah, that don't make no sense. I'm not saying that people ain't clever enough to try to get away with murder, but hey, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody on TikTok, you know. So the fact that they had that, I was just like, what? All right. Comedian, not straight up. Musician, actor, baseball player, film producer, musician, actor, musician, filmmaker, basketball Hall of Famer. Like, put him on a high pedestal. Like, put him on a pastor and civil rights leader. Yeah. Put him on a pedestal. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, you know how you struggle just to even give him that? Actor. Hall of Famer. These names don't come easy to us though. Y'all struggle to just barely put this up. So yeah, we lost some people this year. Yeah, we lost some prominent people in our community, but not as much as what has happened within their community. That's what I'm trying to point out right now, because even with the massive amounts that have passed away, a lot of these people ain't got no damn squeaky clean careers and personalities, and majority of these people, if you look up through out throughout their history, they done said some really diabolical, scandalous stuff towards our people. None of them are squeaky clean, but they all have gotten away with just, we're just going to remember these people as, yeah, never do. It's so hard to even get away from that. It's so difficult to even say what needs to be said when you're constantly being thwarted about who you are and what you represent. It's just almost like the last episode of the TV show Power, where Ghost was like, man, it didn't matter, no matter how much I didn't try to build and try to do good and try to erase my life and stuff like that, people are always going to remember me as Ghost. People are always going to remember me as Prime Black, or something that they remember me for. Like, oh, he didn't give me that $5. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying I paid everybody. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just showcasing this is that so many of these people had so many bad debts or had bad issues or anything like that, and they never kept. Most of the people had PR people and stuff got thrown under the rug, but quiet is kept. Many of these people that I showcase to you right now had dirt, had stupidest amount of dirt. And then even then, it's just like the amount of people that I could sit here and go down the whole list. Like there was a laundry list of people who are of prominence. You got to think about all of these people have strong influence, a lot of prominence, a lot of influence, a lot of sway. Um, they were, when somebody is an actor, actress, anything like that, people, regardless of what age, what generation, if somebody remembers you for that movie and you have mesmerized them, they're not going to think no different of no wrong of that person. So it's just like it becomes the Stockholm syndrome effect, where you're going to uphold the person that may be actually doing you wrong. You may be supporting somebody who's coming to your community, trying to say that, oh, we're trying to help cure the cure diabetes in the black community, and one of our own black people may be coming in there soliciting as a ambassador for a company like Pfizer or Moderna or something like that, and then not realizing that, hey, these people have been opted and gig worked to be able to you know infiltrate, so they utilize people, and then know when those people get you know called out, then we're so quick to like dog them out and shame them. But there's a laundry list of people that have been influential throughout this whole time who have done something significantly towards our people. And when you actually look at the true history and you look at each one of these people and research them, you start being like, like, oh, so you were a part of that company, or you were a part of this whole regime, or you were a part of this. So the fact that so many of these people can have their name, and this has been the whole year. It's been the whole year. We're just in January right here. But there's been a whole laundry list of these people who have been in positions of power, where you can see that, especially politicians have destabilized the ones that have passed away across the whole world. They have destabilized these regions, even people who got assassinated. But I'm just saying, like, these places have been destabilized because of the figures and how much they may have meant to people. And so you could sit here and go down this whole list of all of these people who have held positions of power, of prominence, of influence, of money, of and have gotten away with whatever, and got catered to, and became a capitulative towards something, and they just kept on going throughout their lives. So yeah, they may have stayed in that as a musician, but you may have been a musician making music about being drunk all the time. So it's like you have contributed to the spiral, like negativity, or you thought that was your duty. You were that duty that you thought it was really the thing that you were supposed to be cured from. You just wind up stewing in it like a piglet and kept on going because it was appeasing. It was your fantasy. It was your dream or anything like that. So most people are not going to give up their dream. They're not going to break their faith. You're not going to break somebody's faith, whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, or Dallas Cowboys fan. You're not going to automatically become an Eagles fan or a Green Bay Packers fan. Like, most people love what they love. We're creatures of habit. So to get away from that, and then when you have the mixture of church and state getting in between all of that, our moral compass gets compromised. So because of that, you may go into things green and innocent. You may have worked, on a movie, and gone into something with the best of intentions, but somebody pervasive at the top of it, like a Epstein. Somebody at the top will pervert what you aspire to want to do, tell you to get rid of all of your family and friends, and then they corner you and you all by yourself, and you get used up. You get used up. Yeah, yeah. All these people had a very healthy life doing all the dirt that they was doing. They had a very fulfilled life inside of the blessing, contributed to it. And then while we were going through our problems, y'all kept continuing just dancing around. But I want to show this. This is March. These are a lot of prominent people that have gone this year. Gone. I'm talking about actors, actresses, military people, people that had all type of extra conversations or opinions and swaying, all of what has been going on for the longest. When you see people like Joe Biden in office, who I remember watching him on TV, the three strikes law. The fact that they said that about OJ, convicted felon, they ain't saying nothing about any of these other people. I remember a lot of these faces where people didn't did some wrong, they didn't did some wrong damn shit. Horrible. Betting on sports, whatever like that. A lot of these people that committed and did crimes too. But they have to protect the image because it's important when it comes to white supremacy. You have to protect the image. You can't let it slide off. Shalom, everybody. They're not going to let that slide. But I'm going down the whole list. I'm only in April. I'm only at April 20th. That's 420. Who's going on 420? GT Blankenship, lawyers, politicians, all these people who could have passed laws that could have destroyed our families. Members of Oklahoma House of Representatives, no different from how long he been in office, 16, you know what I'm saying? How long he been in office, 61 to 66. That's a long time to keep, say, the ladies who are of the ladies who were of the Tulsa, Oklahoma, massacre and stuff like that. Could have been in office that long to cock block them and keep them from getting to the aspect of reparations. And then when you look at that Supreme Court of Oklahoma, you can see why they would never get it. Because you got people who say that they're passing fair judgment and fair letter by the law, but none of that is fair. So when we see people who complain, like we could be sitting here complaining how white folks is complaining about seeing Indians take over a CEO after the founder goes and leaves, and now they want to complain about, they ain't got no white people in there. And how do you think we felt? Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. But these are a lot of people. This was a high number of people this year. I'm talking about like known people. Not saying that it ain't happened, because it all happens. People die every day. Don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about this. This list is just a very good, fortunate smidget of the amount of people that have gone. They've been tricking the numbers or faking the numbers or not really bringing the numbers as they should. So the fact that these are being seen now, the fact that we're getting more information, the fact that we're seeing more people uncomfortable with the lies or living with the lies, and their moral compass is getting recalibrated, and they're having to hit the reset button on all of these different things. This is a lot of people, y'all. This is a lot of people. Whether our brothers were capitulative or just had to make it just to survive. I can't imagine brothers like Willie Mays just had to sit there and survive, just knowing that you had everybody who looked like this man sitting here warring at you, trying to take it away from you in every capacity. And you over here one of the greatest baseball players of all time, but you got people in your pocket, you got people in your business, you got people in your food, you got people in everything. These folks did not let up on trying to crush and discriminate and destroy anything that we try to build. Anything that we tried to build. You guys were fucking jealous, and you guys made it a point to get all the way involved in everything that we were doing. Y'all couldn't just go over there and mind y'all business, and you couldn't even let us mind ours. But lo and behold, y'all all had opinions about us. Y'all all had passive aggressive energy towards us. Y'all all had apathetic tendencies towards when plights happen to our people. So we have so many people who are coming to us and saying that, hey, we're asking for your thoughts and prayers and all this. No. Because I remember seeing a long list the years before, and if we were in Jacob's trouble, these same long lists were faces of Black people. Like big lists. So if you were to look at any of these other lists from the years previous before that, yeah, you would see that. Many people, Lou Dobbs, Richard Simmons, you talking about names. You talk about names of folks this year. We're only in July. I'm only halfway through this, y'all. And I'm going slow as possible. But there was many people that we had that was of other prominence. We had people like, Chino Excel, a bunch of rappers this year, producers, DJs. You had a lot of people there. Everybody's getting their judgment now. You got to understand these planetary alignments is changing up everything right now. This next year, you're about to see the most craziest of planetary alignments that has ever happened. You talk about majority of all the planets. You talk about majority of all the planets and the moons, all in synchronicity in the sky. I can't even fathom the type of energy that is expected to come out of that. You're getting a whole ice cream sundae. You're getting all the chocolate, the nuts, the strawberries, the bananas. We don't know what we're still trying to even fathom that. We're trying to figure out even what is going to be even sent to receive. But we know that the sun is sending, is blasting off right now. We know the moon is shining. We know the planets is popping up. We had a lot of people that went this year. We're only in August. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people this year. I'm putting the emphasis on it because when these people passed, the people that loved them are all devastated and jacked up. You see what I'm saying? These people are devastated and jacked up. The increase in alcohol consumption this year was astronomically high. The promotion of alcohol this year was astronomically high. And that's what is brewing the Great Depression, because that's what happened during the Great Depression. We're in the same centennial year as the Great Depression. You have a lot of people who are depressed because they did lose, whether they lost like somebody who they know significantly. These people are experiencing loss at a high capacity. At a high capacity, there's a large amount of these folks who are ending up on the other side of this now. So now they're seeing all of the judgment in its highest velocity. So we can't be playing around with what's going on no more, because now they can actually see it. Now they can actually see it. And that's why I have to be here to showcase that, because these people got daughters, sons, granddaughters, grandsons, wives, husbands. People are about to be lonely. They're about to be on their passport bro shit, going over there just to get a little flick off. You got people who rested on their laurels, who sat like pig in sludge in their blessing and really didn't maximize their truest capacity. So now their kids are not developed. Their kids are not taught. They're not educated. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to cope. Chris Christopherson. You got people that are gone. These people had people that revered them and then they lose their homes. They lose their hero, and then they lose their home, and then they lose their money, they lose their wife, they lose everything. This has been the last 4 years of just complete L's. So that's why I'm going to keep showing this, because it is so very important. Yes. And the fact that there's so many positions open, there's the amount of politicians, like just in this one little, just politicians, philanthropists, major companies, Chanel. We've seen trillionaires and billionaires go. This is big stuff, y'all. We're only in October. We're only in October. You have people that have major influence on keeping us out of any conversation of economic equality or economic development, community development. You had a lot of these political people who created laws, House of Representatives, 1977. That's a long time during that time, y'all. That's right when the crack epidemic. They don't want to speak about what the hell they actually was doing in the House of Representatives. What was this man doing? You think he was a friend? You think he had any black friends? Hell no. He looks petrified of black people from here. That man looks petrified. These people, you think who is this? Terry Gar, you think she had black friends? You think she gave a damn? House of Representatives. Massachusetts. They don't like us out there in Massachusetts either. You know how much of the hard-ass struggle is for some of the brothers and sisters out there in Massachusetts? Got to fight with amongst that shit all day, every day. That's everywhere. You got people who are in positions of power. And most of these people don't give a damn about the people, just a little man. We did. We do still. But I just wanted to showcase this because I know this list is still going on. You had people that was just, well, you really look at who these people was and what they were doing throughout that whole dash right there. This lady had been in office, Massa's House of Representative, from 1987 to 2017. That's a long time, y'all. That's a long time to be able to box out, to pivot and box people out, to box a particular amount of people out. This was a whole bracket of so many people within the 90s, 80s, and 70 years olds. Like, this was a really bad year for them. Yeah, we had a couple brothers and sisters that was gone too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna knock that. I ain't gonna take that away. But I'm talking about the massive amounts. The numbers are dwindling. And you got the people that love them or show them, who are their family members. These people are on the pills. These people drunk. These people are the ones who are getting locked up. I got so many videos, I promise y'all. You think these people ain't sitting here drunk and just driving around and just, just miserable, lonely, going to go find, be a passport bro and go find a piece of booty, find a piece of something out in the Philippines or something, get married. Can't wait to get married again. They can't wait to get married again. And then they get married and get everything taken away from them again. Man. You're talking about faces, y'all. You're talking about faces. These people had money, very hidden. You're talking about a lot of hidden money. This is billions and trillions of hidden money. You just had Jimmy go. Jimmy been gone, but Jimmy gone too. Jimmy looked like Jiminy Cricket. Jimmy Carter really looked like the Jiminy Cricket from what is that? Pinocchio. He looked like the ant from The Bug's Life. Jimmy Carter looked like the ant from The Bug's Life. But they plan on burying him on January 9th. And I did the angel number yesterday where it was 199 and then turn it around and make it 991. If y'all want to do your own research on that. But yeah. Yes, those places is very racist all over the place. I just want to highlight that because this is what's happened throughout the whole year. It's been a whole year. You talk about a lot of prominent people across the world. Matter of fact, let me go to this one. Because just as much as it's been in America, you got to look at all of this too. This ain't just happening in America. I'm trying to showcase that this is happening globally. African politicians, royalty, Am I tripping or am I tripping? I'm saying royalty. You're talking about royalty over these places. And then you got the people who ain't been royal, envious of that royalty. They like, forget that. We about to destabilize this. So look at every country's destabilization because somebody of prominence has failed this last 4 years. These last 4 years, you're talking about Peruvian, Australian, British, New Zealand, English, Argentinian, Russia, North South Korean. When these politicians and these speakers and these people are gone, somebody else fills that void. Somebody who may have been jealous and envious of them in that capacity. It can't be, and it won't be, because they had plenty of time to pay that light bill. That light bulb did not go off in their head. So as much as everybody want to sit here and be on my channel to try to be like, oh, why are you talking about black folks? And why are you talking about black folks? This is very true. This is very true. The fact that we could sit here and watch this happen, that we could see this happen. There's so many people. Matter of fact, I forgot to even post that up. So, why I don't even know I got this up. Hold up. So, if anybody definitely want to join in on the live session with me, they can always pop up in here. Let me post the link in there. Everybody can. You're always welcome to give your 2 cents. Pop up in here and let me know how you feel in your experience, how you feel about this year. So, there's a link that I posted up in the chat that everybody could see. Well, everybody that's on TikTok, that's the only platform right now where everybody cannot see or hear anything or participate unless you go to any one of my other channels, which is at Prime Black. So if you go to at Prime Black, PRIMEBLAQ, you'll be able to join in on the conversations that way. So Jeff Moore, the second, 66, December 26th, President, NAACP, San Jose chapter. The love of my life broke your heart. No. You're more than welcome to expound on that, because that's definitely something interesting that these you see in a lot of people like check out, and it's like, what do you do? What do you we look at it and we ain't moved. We ain't tripping. We ain't dismayed by none of that, because it ain't gonna get no better. And we can't sit here and like be like Superman and just hop up in the building and be like, oh, we're gonna save everybody. It definitely is. So yeah, I just want to showcase that because it's heavy. It's heavy on them. I'm trying to showcase this because it's heavy on them. Like you got, like I said, there's so many different layers of things that are going on that these people are partaking in. Getting into random crazy, relationships, stuff like that. Here's another one. President Minister Benjamin Netanyahu undergoes prostate surgery. So because of that, you got people who are going under and having to go get checked out. So, but I wanted to bring this up because you got President Netanyahu. He's on all of these dudes is on the list. They try to escape and try to get away. They try to get away. They ain't getting away with this. So they all about to get these cold potatoes. Shalom, beloved sister. How's it going?
It's going. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Let me bring you up. There you go.
Hi, you're on. I normally see you on Big Levi's Patreon. So hello, hi,
Oh, yeah.
brother.
How you going? How you doing? Oh yeah, I'm on here too.
I'm
So,
59 years young. I'm approaching 60. So
there you go. You a fine wine. You get better in time. You a vintage wine.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying? That's when it get
exactly,
better.
exactly. All these deaths. The thing of it is, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, Mike Cinerelli. He's a YouTuber, and he was talking about this mysterious fog that all the nations are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing of it is, the fog is hitting the areas where we were enslaved.
Mm.
And they're
Wow.
also saying that the fog smells like fire and brimstone. Hint, hint.
Mm. Mm.
It's hitting the Philippines, which Big Judah talked about. You know that there was a Pacific slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
Also, these drones that keep saying, "Oh, it's Project Bluebeam."
Mm-mm.
It's not. These are the chariots because the planetary alignments are coming in. These are in the hieroglyphs that when you look at the pyramids of Giza, they actually have the chariots drawn.
Mm.
They're spaceships. So, but it's in the hieroglyphs. So that's what they're seeing actually. What
They
do
are. I believe the same because now that you're seeing so many planetary adjustments and
you?
portals and dimensions, and just the last 4 years of everything happening, things that were unbelievable to these people are now becoming believable because now you can actually see it face value. You can see that you lost all your money. You can see that your family members passed. You can see the things inside of the sky now. Instead, before you were just going through
Right.
life and just being all in a blessing and just shaking your head, and just like, no, no, I don't see nothing. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. And so now, the moment that that one domino fell, that's when the trickle down because you couldn't ignore that one domino. That was the key to pulling the linchpin out for them was like they all had to acknowledge that first pulling out of the pin,
Absolutely.
which was 2020. Literally, COVID shutting down was literally sitting everybody's ass down so they can be able to actually be like, okay, what was this? I can't do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody felt like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I can't do nothing about it. So that feeling is something that they never felt before. So when that happened, that was literally the opening of everything else to happen down the line, trickle down. But to see that we are now seeing these energies, these beings, the animals attacking them. When I saw that mountain lion attack that dude in Colorado, I was like, the animals are attacking them now. I saw a lady that went to the liquor store right there, the gas station, and
Hmm.
her dog just ran right into her. So I see people, dogs is biting them. They're in a car. The dogs are running away from them. It's a lot of things like that. People are going hunting, and the animals are attacking them. Um, so there are a lot of the templates of Abraham that are taking place right now. And this new year coming up is that after I keep saying that all of them are putting their chips on the table right now. So because they're putting all their chips on the table, that's where you that's the ultimate sign of all right, let me call a bluff. Let me see if this is too good to be true. Because if it is, the only way for them to know that is it's true is that when they lose all your chips. That's when you know you got to get up and walk away from the table. So that's the moment that we're going through within the start of 2025, which leads into the next 4 years. I'm already under the impression of the Great Depression because we're in the same centennial years that you're talking about speakeasies. You're talking about prohibition of a lot of different drugs or inhibitions of the drugs. You're talking about all of these gladiatorial things from UFC fighting, power slap, people wanted to be primal and stuff like that. And so we're going into that gladiatorial time where the lowering of our chakra energy right now and our frequency, everybody's distracted on the things that are very minimalistic, like you have in all these cooking shows. We just want to worry about eating. We're at a very, the rest of the population is at a very minimalized area right now. So it's good to see these things happening. It's good to see that people are recognizing that something is going on. Their people are waking up because you can see them like physically crying now on YouTube videos or anything like that. You're physically seeing them having the issues. Their lives are being disrupted. I have so many videos. Let me go. Let me. I'm trying to pull up the one so I can start what I was doing because you brought up something very important that the fact that they are. I brought up with the portals and stuff like that, but just the fact that they are now about to witness everything that they did not believe. That's where we are more at peace now. the fact that we can see that, not me being able, and brothers like Big Levi and other brothers like Big Judah and Professor Truth and Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, all of these brothers, so Lisa Cabrera, we're starting to expose this stuff, and we're able to showcase this as our own black media, our own new form of media. And so, no, this ain't the video. Hold on, see, it was 2024, because while the little man struggled, the big man got way much more money. So I wanted to bring this up real quick. And then it's going to stem into a lot of the other stuff that I found because, like I said, follow the money. I'm always following the money and following what's going on. The fact that all of these billionaires have been gone, the fact that people have been broke for the last 4 years, even their family and their friends and their constituents and counterparts, everybody feels like they're owed. They feel like they're entitled to everybody else's potluck without even having to put any effort, without having to put anything. It's the Chicken Little effect. But you're talking
Mhm.
about trillionaires and billionaires who are gone, and even ex-wives and everybody feel like they're entitled to that money. So because of that,
Mhm.
you're running into so much legislative you run into so much legislative pile up and pile up with people's lives where they're distracted or they're overwhelmed having to deal with financial issues because of somebody passed away. You're dealing with probate courts. I know what that was dealing like when my father passed. All of his friends and family wanted to take all his shit, and they did, literally. I didn't find out about my father passing until a month after they didn't cleaned out and did everything. Like, oh yeah, pops passed, you know, but y'all was there and didn't know
Wow.
about it, and y'all took all of his stuff, and then shame on y'all. So that's why I'm like, you know what, let me back up off y'all, because y'all were in spiritual court, and I realized that what I was doing was trying to keep the whole energy and the essence of we got to keep it together and make it. But then you realize that not all skin folk is kinfolk, and then
Correct.
the moment that the dollar sign gets into people's eyes, they scatter. Their intentions go into this very malicious, malevolent aspect of this Hunger Games, the Squid Games.
You know what I'm seeing too? I live in Henderson, which is, well, it's basically Las Vegas, but it's a suburb.
Yeah.
But I do medical courier delivery,
Hmm.
and I deliver fentanyl, I deliver everything, and the deaths that I'm seeing is very, very shocking.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not seeing us as much when people say, "How many black people do you deliver to?" And I say, I might do about 240 deliveries, and 10 of them are us.
Wow.
So they're getting really hit hard.
Wow.
Um, and the thing of it is that a lot of them, some of them are 60, because I'm approaching 60. And the thing of my boyfriend, he's 63. He works out, does push ups, everything.
Hmm.
And our people, we know how to go through hard times. We've been through this. My dad was born in the Depression. He died 2016,
Wow.
and he was 87 when he died. And he told me something I'll never forget. This were his last words. He said, "Kid, I just want you to tell you, I want you to go with your gut." And I didn't realize how deep that was.
Yeah.
But your gut is connected to your heart.
Hmm.
It's connected
Mm.
to, because your heart, your stomach, everything, your neurological system is regulated by your heart. So he was basically telling me, go with my heart, and and everything shall follow, you know. So with that being said, what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing them cry. You know how sometimes, because we don't get much money, I've
Hmm.
always struggled. I mean, not
Yeah.
struggled, but I've never made six figures. They
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
walk in being unqualified, getting these six-figure jobs. I have two master's degree and a bachelor's, and I can't make about 40,000 a year. It's just,
That,
but
that
you
just
know what I'm
baffles
talking
me.
about.
Yeah,
Hmm?
and it's like that baffles me because it's like I would love to hire you. I would love to utilize your skills when they don't want to. It's like I see all my brothers and sisters that be like they got all these. I want to be able to build this stuff now because I know that they didn't build it for us and they don't want us a part of that. But it's like we all have so many attributes and so much education and so much knowledge to be able to utilize. It's like let's be ye separate, saith the Lord, touch not the unclean thing, and that's the only thing that pops up in my head that you can sit here and have all of these skills and all of these attributes and still be seen as overqualified, still be seen as you're not a part of the crowd. And that's demoralizing. That deflates you. That makes you be like, damn, I didn't actually went to school. My elders and told me to go to school, get an education, and you didn't win, and you didn't got three. You see what I'm saying? You didn't over succeeded that. You see what I'm saying? And it's still it be we with when it comes to our people, they have perpetuated amongst the rest of the world that we must glorify their failure and shun their success. So because of that, we have become topsy turvy on the representation. So I'm glad that we are changing that by actually putting ourselves where we're doing our own representation now, whether it's with the positive videos that we do within the nation, whether it's the therapy that we do within the nation. It is so crazy that you can have all of this intelligence and it not be utilized in its greatest capacity. It wasn't supposed to be used for them. So I
Mm-hmm.
admire that you're able to hold that and still, you know, not allow yourself to go into a whole other direction because you still have the $1 billion mind, you still have the $1 trillion mind, you still have
Mm-hmm.
the capacity. We just have been so used to the aggregation of assimilation because we've been trying to assimilate
Oh,
and be like, oh, I want to be accepted. You know, th- we have forgotten to accept ourselves, and that's what comes down to the Willie Lynch letters. It's like you can have a body, give me their mind. So because of that, we have
exactly.
so much work that we have to go through and have to still figure out, even from trying to get to that money. That's why I was going to put this one up too, because this was about the global. When you think about how much the billionaires are trying to come out and aggressively be against the people right now, like you better do it, you better come work for my Amazon company, you better come work for my Tesla company. So I'm hearing the Elon Musk of the world speak in the rhetoric like to the regular worker as if you are a bad person. You see what I'm saying? So within the educational system, if you ever bucked up against a teacher, like, no, don't hold up, teacher, that information ain't right. I got in trouble because my teacher, who was American history AP teacher, had his facts wrong. And I'm like, dude, I'm studying about this right now. You have no knowledge of it right now. Let me put you on game. Their pride is too damn thick to where they're like, I you can't tell me wrong. Matter of fact, before I even get to this one, I'm gonna pull up the one that I was gonna pull up because this dude, he, yep, this was it. Yep, I'm gonna pull it up right here because this dude literally was like, I don't care what you said. Like, I did a great job.
You cannot give yourself that
Absolutely.
grade.
I just did.
You can't.
I just
You can't
did.
grade your own paper, sir. I've been to medical school.
Well, then,
I got my MBA. You can't. I'm sorry. You are graded by the United States people, and they don't use your service anymore. You bankrupt.
that is not true.
You
That is not
bankrupt this
true,
through
sir.
your
My practice
reputation
business is
only.
growing.
Your
Our
reputation,
business is growing.
you are responsible for the fall of the Postal Service,
Now,
the
this
lack of
Congress, this
accountability.
Congress is responsible for
doesn't-
all of the Postal
so it's
Service. I am
Congress's-
trying to fix. I am trying to fix
On
the
your
Postal
watch,
Service.
with all the
Before
AI,
my watch, the same stuff
with
happened.
all
worse.
the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took
You're
a
talking
horse
to yourself.
and picked up the mail and delivered it 2 miles down the road. That's you. I hope you got that on camera. This is the response that the postmaster just gave Congress when he doesn't like what he hears. Literally covered his ears and gave himself the grade of A. And with that, sir, I rest. You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
You cannot give yourself that grade. You cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that there ain't no fly in my damn soup when you're looking directly at it. No, sir, that's protein. It's an added ingredient. No, you're being told, and then they don't want to listen, even from their own, because now their own have to put them in check now, because they're recognizing like, okay, we have allowed these systems to go on too long, and there have been people who have been in these positions for a very long time where they've double upped on positions, and they've been able to keep these positions and not allow nobody else to. They've like, oh, I gave myself a good grade, like I'm gonna keep myself in office, and this is the mentality. This is the pride. And pride is the first sin. Out of the seven deadly sins, it's the hardest and the easiest to be susceptible to. So yes, that man's pride went instantly up. He wasn't trying to hear that. they don't want to be told by their own counterparts now, because they already been conditioned to be like, you know what, we're not going to listen to any. Obviously, they don't listen to anybody black, but when it comes to their own and they're being called out about it, now it's a different flavoring of exposure now, because now they have to confront it, because now their own people are addressing it amongst them. The fact that their own people are addressing what they're doing amongst them is putting a real call out. But when their manhood gets tested, especially by their own men, and another man tests them, because they don't want no, they already know that they're not superior over black men. It don't matter what it is. You don't jump higher than us. You don't run faster than us. You're not more intelligent than us, for one. You're not more survival qualified than us. So what you all have to offer is your wrath and your envy. You're able to copy that with your projectiles of bullets. The fact that your Second Amendment makes up for any type of mental, emotional, or physical attributes that would make you superior, those are shortcomings. And so once those get highlighted and get exposed, then the insecurity and the fragility of how much really they are in comparison to in their own communities. Their own communities are looking at them bad now, like, okay, you have jacked up the whole world, and now you're not even as sufficient in the bedroom or in the household. So because of that, they're running around ranting, and because of everything that they did before, now they have to apologize for these things that they did, whether they was bullying. They're getting exposed for all of these things, and the people that did not have a voice before are now finding a way to find a voice now. Now they're trying to expose everything, but they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. No, they want to cover it up and they want to moke it out, but their pride stands up. That dude's pride instantly stood up. So I just want to showcase that, because there's another video that I'm gonna bring up as well, but that was important, because if you talk about, you got an A grade. When you talk about an A grade, how does that even go? How does that even bode well when they've got billionaires who think that they ain't did no good job? They're giving themselves a good grade.
The global billionaires had a good run in 2024, with wealth surging significantly on world stock markets, showing an exceptional year. Take a look at our next report as we deep dive into the trends in the world's wealthiest money moves.
The total wealth of the world's billionaires has surged by 17% in the past year, rising from $12 trillion to $14 trillion. This is according to USB's 2024 Billionaire Ambitions report. This increase comes despite a decline in wealth among billionaires in China. The total number of billionaires has also risen, marking a significant expansion in global wealth concentration. In the United States, the number of billionaires has grown from 751 to 835. The surge is largely attributed to gains in the industrial and technology sectors. Meanwhile, China has seen a decline in its billionaire count, dropping from 520 to 427. This drop is linked to downturns in real estate and a weaker economic outlook. India stands out with impressive gains, seeing its number of billionaires rise by over 20%, from 153 to 185. In Europe, Switzerland surpassed Britain to become the second largest hub for billionaires with a total of 85. France, Germany and Italy also saw increases in billionaire numbers and wealth, while the UK experienced a slight decline, dropping to 80 billionaires. Coming to the Mount Rushmore of billionaires, Elon Musk leads the pack with an exponential jump in his wealth. He is the first person to cross $400 billion in individual wealth, making him the richest ever to live. He added $155 billion to his wealth this year alone, marking a sharp rebound from the $200 billion lost in 2022. Today, he stands far ahead of modern rivals like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Larry Ellison, leaving them trailing by nearly $200 billion each. Interestingly, the top 4 richest people belong to the United States. Coming to the ultra-wealthy families who have built their fortunes across generations. According to Bloomberg, generational wealth has grown even further. Notable families like the Kochs and Hermes have seen their fortunes swell. The Al Thani family ruling over Qatar has amassed $172.9 billion, while the Al Nahyan family of the UAE is valued at $323.9 billion. At the top, the Walton family remains the wealthiest with a net worth of $432.4 billion US, largely derived from Walmart. India's richest families, Ambanis and Adanis, end the year on a low. Both the billionaires are out of the $100 billion club. With record highs in wealth and an expanding number of ultra-rich individuals and families, the world's wealthiest continue to shape industries and economies across the globe. The total wealth of the world's billionaires has surged by 17% in the past year, rising from $12 trillion to $14 trillion. This, according to UBS's 2024 Billionaire Ambitions Report.
Yeah. So billionaires did their thing, they did their thug thizzle while they were doing their thing. Every one of their kids is doing this thing.
It's a year of contrasting fortunes for Asia's economies, with cultural exports and viral phenomena lifting some nations, while demographic challenges and climate disasters dampened others. In 2025, economic fortune depend on the region's ability to adapt to these changing dynamics. Moving on, your new report suggests Gen Z is stuck in a midlife crisis. It's not about finding themselves, it's about finding money. From doom spending to job stress, they're caught in a financial bind. Curious how this generation is handling it? Check out a full report to see how money, mental health, and career woes are colliding. As if navigating adulthood wasn't tough enough, Gen Z is now facing an identity crisis. And it's not about finding themselves, it's about finding money. A recent report reveals that 38% of young adults under 27 are already suffering from a midlife crisis. But instead of a sports car, they're swiping through credit card statements. It's no surprise, financial strain, job insecurity, and the pressure to adult are all contributing to this generation's growing sense of dread. And for many, their solution? Well, doom spending, a retail therapy binge that's more about impulse buys than impulse control. Think clothes, gadgets, and entertainment. Basically everything except the security of savings account. But why the money stress? Well, when prices soar and wages stall, it's no wonder Gen Z feels like they're suffocating under a pile of student debt and rent payment. According to Arta's survey, 30% of young adults cite money woes as their biggest source of anxiety. Meanwhile, 25% are battling mental health issues, while 23% struggle with their careers, making adulting feel like an uphill battle with no safety net in sight. Financial experts say the issue runs deeper than just cash flow. Gen Z isn't just broke, they're stretched out by the false promises of social media and skyrocketing asset prices. It's a vicious cycle. Without financial control, these young adults lose their sense of agency, which only worsens their anxiety. But there's hope. Experts agree it's time for Gen Z to budget better and for older generations to step in with solid advice. Business Bureau Report, we on World is One.
Woo. That's real talk. That is some real talk. You have people who are stretched all the way from young to old. From young to old. The times that we're living in are completely different than before. And so to be able to highlight some of these things is so necessary.
One man from Washington State is hanging up his barber's cape after almost 75 years. Catherine Cook brings us his story on his last day of work.
There are certain things every small town has. History, for one, a little main street, and a barber shop.
This is like Little Mayberry here.
Castle Rock is no exception. Barber Bob Larson has been cutting hair for 73 years. He just turned 91.
I love to work. Something a lot of people don't do anymore.
But recently, Bob figured it was finally time to hang it up.
Peter Nick and Barbershop, I was speaking.
This is his last day of work.
I don't. I'm booked up solid today. Sorry about that.
For regulars like Randy Ellers, Bob's close shaves aren't all they'll miss.
Just his friendship and friendliness. Tell him all my problems.
Bob wouldn't have it any other way.
And so you're included in almost everything that goes on in their life. And then they know all about you. So it's kind of a neat thing. But to give that up, it's sad.
The way Bob does it.
I gave my very first haircut when I was 5.
He's always loved cutting hair. He started professionally in the Navy. He used his GI Bill to pay for barber school and worked in a shop in California.
This is me. I was 29 there. Saturdays was a big day. And the first couple of hours, we'd have over 100 people run through the shop. Amazing.
When Bob started cutting hair, a gallon of gas cost 21 cents. A movie ticket, 45 cents. Bob charged 75 cents for a haircut. Now it's $19, but soon no dollar amount will buy you a barber's haircut in Castle Rock.
This town's always had a barber. And this is the first time in its history that hadn't had a barber.
This shop will soon be home to something else. But for now, there's still time for thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Bob?
Good.
Hey, I brought in a card here.
Well, bless your heart.
Thank you very much for the service.
Oh, you betcha, buddy. You betcha.
Life in this small town will go on.
It's going to be hard to replace him, I think.
But it will never be the same.
Okay, there you go, my friend.
I wanted to showcase that because you're seeing that place is completely damn empty. Like, regardless if he's been there for quite some time or not, that place is completely empty. And so, yes, you've been there for quite some time, but you have not allowed any of the next generations to even thrive or survive. There's plenty of brothers and sisters that would have been working, given an opportunity. And to see that, it's going to go by the wayside. It's not going to be used. Nobody's going to be giving a damn about it. It's not around the corner. Can imagine that the times that we used to live in are completely different than what they are now. So I think we just need to be able to understand that the times that we're living in now are completely different than what he was living in. That's why I want to show the times, as far as I'm just even trying to make that happen. It's very powerful, very important, because you go from, you literally have to continue to work and keep doing what you're doing. Be able to, when you get lazy and start resting on your laurels, that's when, stuff start falling apart in your life. And now you're starting to see that, these people having to work to 90 years old. People are having to take out 30, 40, 50, probably 60-year mortgages. That's not too far from the cookie falling, And because of that, he ain't got nobody in there to help him to work or anything like that. You got plenty of people he could have helped out to help them get on their feet. But no, You got people that are willing to just live out on the street. You got people who are willing to just be outside. And that's because they choose to. It's not because they, it was warranted. Most of the time we ended up outside because it was just, hey, you guys knew that you guys raised the rent exponentially high just because you wanted to get the people out of there. Just because you wanted to get the people out of there. And yeah, you got the people out of there, but as much as you try to get us out of there, you got your own people out of there too. So just as much as y'all did to us, y'all wind up doing to your own people. And now it's affecting y'all in a very major way.
Yeah. You guys use drugs?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Not by choice or because I want to, but...
It's addiction? I get it, man. I get that we need food and essentials and stuff like that, but...
I know, man. We apologize, dude, man.
You guys are gonna walk back. I'm not gonna run at all.
Okay.
The rest of the stuff you gotta get back.
You ain't gotta do that.
It's fine.
Do you want a receipt for that?
No, we're okay. There we go. Thank you. There you go. You can keep that. The rest of the stuff they gotta take back, okay? Alright. Thanks, guys. You wanna brush your teeth? Got some toothpaste, you got some toothbrushes. There's some drinks and some food to hold you over for the night. It's nothing great, but that'll work for now. Y'all gotta stop stealing though.
You guys are getting charged with, it's a petty offense, okay?
Damn, that ain't never happened. That ain't never happened to us. You don't get beat up. You don't get billy clubbed. You don't get shot. You get a blanket. You get a cup of hot cocoa. They actually come out of their pocket with the little money that they make of being able to do a dangerous job, and then go and buy you the food as you already stole it. You already came up, but then they wanted to make you feel guilty about it, and so now they are bleeding each other completely dry. All of their own ability to try to keep their own people up and propped up is going to be hurting one another of them. It's no different from the TV show Black Summer, where you got to question if you want to help your neighbor or not. It's a person just lied in your face and like, oh, I got a baby, but they didn't even have a baby. You just got conned. You just got tricked. Like, that show is crazy. Black Summer, that show is crazy because it brings out some of the most evil situations that people will do just to survive and live. And it's like, you so busy trying to kill the human that the damn monsters is right on your tail. You so busy fighting with the actual humans that you didn't wore yourself out that now you're getting caught and bit and chased by the actual zombies. It's like, that's how much we have dropped ourselves off the map of worrying about the wrong damn things. That this is virtue signaling as well as trying to suppress that this is optics. These are optics to these things. So just as much as they want to do that, they wish it was somebody else that they can actually enforce the lay of the law on them. But this is everywhere across the country. You think he ain't gonna go back? You think that food, that little ass bag of food, you think that's gonna last? That little same situation would have gotten me through, and it would have gotten me to where I would have went and got my stuff together. But like he just said, that hey, most of them are on drugs. They started on the drugs early in life. You got to think about this. Since they were born, they have been artificially pumped with so many different synthetic substances. Such a huge difference they do. they support each other in wrongdoing, the payment will be high. Yes, I got to put that on the board. I got to go ahead and put that up just for the simple fact that, yes, you're very right, sister. You're very right. Shalom, family. Everybody out there, we live and listening on all platforms. Thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in with your boy. But yes, you have a laundry list of these folks doing the stuff that they're doing. It's in their system, and it's been in their system since the beginning. They never prevented that. They never prevented and stopped, these companies, the pharmaceutical companies. These pharmaceutical companies were the main dollar that was going into commercials for all of the major TV networks. All of the medical services that are out there from, Planned Parenthood, vasectomies. Just even that's being sensationalized amongst them now. Because they realize how much it is hard for them to actually have kids and babies now because of the system that they perpetuated. For brothers and sisters like us, we kept the truck, and people still, back in the day, they had 5, 10, 11, 12 kids. Poor as hell. And every one of them kids ate. Mom and daddy may not have eaten, but all them kids ate. They had something to get by. Even without money. So the mentality right off top is changed. Anyways, we'll go to the next one. Because they're pushing the drugs and the medical services on them, trying to make it accessible.
Hood is increasing availability for vasectomies across Oklahoma City and Tulsa. They say a big reason for it is politically driven following Trump's victory to become president once again.
There are a lot of people who are really feeling motivated to take control over their reproductive health.
Planned Parenthood listening to the public and wanting to provide options for men to get a vasectomy.
We had a lot of people reach out to us asking if we'd be offering additional services, just given the current political climate. Vasectomists around the country in November really started reporting another spike in people asking for vasectomy services.
Oklahoma is one of 14 states who have outlawed abortion. Another reason Dr. Prevost says led to the increase in clinics.
I think that is definitely a factor.
But that doesn't mean abortions aren't still happening. Neighboring states like Kansas and Colorado have seen a spike in abortions since Oklahoma outlawed the procedure in 2022. Colorado reporting nearly a third of abortions last year were from out-of-state patients like Oklahoma. Kansas more than doubling their yearly abortions in 2023. More than 3,000 of their 19,000 patients from Oklahoma.
We know that in places that don't have access to abortion, people of all genders, men, women, everyone is just really trying to be more vigilant about their own reproductive health because they know that they don't have as many options as people who live in their states.
Understanding the political climate, Planned Parenthood is hoping to decrease the number of people having to seek help outside of Oklahoma.
We have both a Tulsa and Oklahoma City Health Center, and those will both be hosting vasectomy clinics, sort of alternating between the two centers throughout 2025.
Dr. Prevost says vasectomies are a safer and cheaper option compared to a woman getting her tubes tied or having to travel out of state for an abortion. We have a link to their website giving dates and times of clinics on this story at KFOR.com.
How heavy is that? That's some heavy stuff. Don't nobody want their penis, and don't nobody want their vagina. What did we come to now? They don't want the babies. They don't want their penis. They don't want the vagina. They don't want no black people. You don't want no high tech. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing. Shalom, sister. Shalom, beloved. Thank you for popping up and letting all the family know. Well, we're going to go in today. This is the new year. We're going to close it out. We're going to put a ceiling on all of these things. We're going to showcase these things because these are time stamping that mark my words, not my words, but the Most High's. That the Holy Spirit is operating and showcasing everything that needs to be shown right now. Oh no, that ain't it. The hell?
Doctors are putting out a warning tonight. RSV cases are on the rise here in Indiana. This is a virus that can be dangerous, especially for babies and the elderly. But RSV can really impact anyone. Our Marina Silva talked with a family who spent weeks in the hospital with their baby girl.
October 2019 was a difficult one for the Myers family. They spent more than a month at Riley Hospital in the NICU while baby Rosalind was fighting RSV. Thankfully, she is happy and healthy.
Jared Myers never thought he'd end up watching his baby girl get rushed to Riley Hospital.
They did some more tests and said, yes, she has RSV. At this point, we think you need to go to the emergency room.
Rosalind ended up going by ambulance, but before that, she stopped breathing twice.
So they intubated her and put her on a ventilator.
That's the danger of RSV, and a doctor at Riley Hospital says right now the virus is on the rise.
It starts just before the holidays, and then it explodes during the holidays, and then you tend to have peak of disease around January and February.
It's not just our little ones in danger.
In the last few years, it's become clear that RSV is not limited to infants. It's also elderly individuals can get it, and it could be quite severe and with an increased mortality among them as well.
With modern medicine, he says vaccines are key too.
We have a vaccine that can be given to elderly individuals as a way of protecting them against bad RSV. So there is a vaccine for that. Now there is a vaccine that you can give to mothers during pregnancy that antibodies is passed to the baby through the placenta, through the womb, and you can protect that baby for the first few months of life.
When Rosalind got RSV, she was intubated for a while. Her dad says when they finally got to bring her home, it was joyous.
Thank God I didn't have to.
Things like washing your hands, staying away from sick people, and not kissing babies' faces are ways that you can try to avoid RSV. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva.
It's interesting that the man is the head of the seed. He's the head of the household. He's the head in charge. He's the head. And the head is being severed. It's being cut off. It's being kind of watered down, destroyed. And with the capacity of you, when you don't have the financial aspect, especially for them, because they don't know how to handle that part of life, you're starting to see them committing crimes to eliminate the liability. You see what I'm saying? You know, as much as most Black parents may have looked at their children as a liability in some form or fashion like that, but not really. We ain't go off, taking the baby. We didn't go out taking the babies out. These folks now is because they so stressed out, they are taking their own babies out. And you can imagine the amount of drugs that they're putting these kids, these babies under so they can get the benefits. So the babies is being used as like a money situation. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm bringing this up now is because there's so much the child situation now that I want to address it on this episode podcast today, because it is very relevant to what is going to be happening with the money aspect for their children next year. Because now these kids are in class. These kids are under this Trump administration, but their parents ain't showing it. So even as much as they thought that they could flex that Uncle Trump is in office and stuff like that, these kids is broke. They're going to be wearing them same knockoff shoes and hand-me-downs and everything. Mom shopped at the thrift store. Black kids is going to bag the hell out of them. And they insecure to where now little Jimmy got to go get a gun. So the trickle-down effect is what I'm trying to showcase, is that they have overly suppressed these kids and injected them with so many different substances. So many different substances that these kids don't even know how to. They entrusted their adults just as much as we entrusted our adults, but our adults didn't lead us astray as much as the capacity that they have for them right now. And so their adults are just like, I'm gonna get mine, you better get yours, But if I'm gonna get mine, I'm gonna get it off of the back of yours. That's why I put up the billionaires first, and then I put up the stark contrast of what the Gen Zs, because the Gen Zs are gonna be pissed. The Gen Zs are already getting pissed. They the ones that are starting to come after these CEOs, like you see with the United Healthcare. 26-year-old, what the hell? He's a perfectly healthy body. You would think that everybody at the senior citizen home would have been marching with their walkers and wheelchairs. You would have thought somebody else would have did something like that. But no, that's not the case. It's not the case. Let's keep going.
The holidays often come with hidden consequences, and Bismarck Burley Public Health is warning the public to look out for increased substance use in adolescents this season. The Addiction Center says that drug and alcohol use spike during the holidays. This can be especially true for teenagers and young adults, since they usually have a lot of free time during their holiday break from school. That's why Bismarck Burley Public Health is warning parents to follow these tips and reduce their child's risk for substance use. Officials say the first thing you can do to curb this risk is to spend time with your child. They say time together is a great way to show your kid that there are fun ways to have fun without alcohol or drugs. You can also have your kids join extracurricular activities during the break to keep them busy. Bismarck Burley Public Health also advises that you should try to be a good role model and have ongoing conversations with your child about drugs and alcohol. Finally, make sure your house is safe and that alcohol and drugs aren't easily accessible in your home.
So, their good role models are not being good role models anymore. Their good role models are not being good role models anymore. They can't justify and defend when dad is a pedophile or mom is acting up and doing something that is completely inappropriate, like being a OnlyFans school teacher. While dad is selling drugs, mom is popping it on the gram for your classmates to watch. Your classmates are watching your own mom. Your mom is hot, bro. Your mom is hot, bro. I watched her last night. Tell her to return my reply. Bro, what's up with your mom, bro? Bro, your dad doesn't want her anymore. I want her, bro. Bro, we're on a video game, bro. Why are you not listening to me, bro? What's going on? Yeah, it's heavy with them. It's heavy with them. And you get them talking like that on the video games, and they want to drive across Canadian borders to go and beat up the person that they lost to. That's why I try to get the brothers off of the video games to try to get you outside and get you in these books, because it's important at this point right now. It's important at this point because they're trying to emotionally trigger us. But because their money is not right, because you're seeing the businesses close down, people are having to resort to opening up businesses on their own. Remember, we had to do that too, where grandma had to babysit for a couple of dollars or stuff like that. Now they try to do that, but they always got to follow the letter of the law. Megan and Karen are going to sit there and wonder if your unlicensed daycare is up to code and anything like that. No, heifer, this is under the table. I'm watching your kids, so you ain't got to pay for that. But you sitting here complaining about, see, they start get to arguing and stuff like that now. It's a different narrative now.
County woman accused of running an unlicensed daycare appeared in court this morning. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office arrested 27-year-old Caitlin Rogers on November 21st, following a months-long investigation. Deputies said she forced an employee to work without pay and encouraged them to mislead investigators. Rogers is also accused of abusing a child under 12. She is charged with human trafficking and criminal abuse. County woman accused of running an unlicensed daycare appeared in court this morning. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office arrested.
Well, I didn't expect that. I didn't know it was going all the way down. I thought it was just going to be, see how they got to do extra little evil, diabolical, nasty shit. Like, you got to do this to the kids? Y'all kids? Man, it's crazy because, we have to allow the Most High to punish the people who did whatever they did to our children. As much as we would want to take matters into our own hands and, do all of these things, we still never took matters into our own hands and did the same dirty, diabolical, evil shit y'all did to us. And that's what y'all been so fearful about us with, is that retribution. Ain't nobody worry about y'all. Ain't nobody worry about y'all, because the vengeance is the Lord. Well, I drink to that. Woo! I love my tea. I love my tea because I can spill it. But that's real facts. Is that these people are having to resort to under the table things. They're turning into these Clint Eastwood mules now. They're starting to do things outside of the normal, outside of their character. Like truly, like the dad, he can't keep food in the house. So yeah, these people are getting in trouble now. They're having to resort to things because ain't nobody gonna hire them.
A Holmes County man is in custody for selling meth tonight. Holmes County Sheriff's Office narcotics investigators responded to the house of Douglas Dopel yesterday, who was wanted on an outstanding warrant for the sale of methamphetamine on Clemens Road near Bonifay. According to a post on the department's Facebook page, Dopel was at his house when officers arrived and was taken into custody without incident.
Yeah, having a resort to these things. I'm not making this stuff up. These folks is really out here committing the crimes. I'm going to show you a whole much more. Hold up. And because of that, they trying to escape. They trying to get away with what they doing. They said, why you won't allow me to be? Why you won't allow me
wanted
to be?
as persons. Other news tonight, 2 people wanted as persons of interest for a death investigation in Colorado have been spotted in Lamar County. The Lamar County Sheriff's Department says the vehicle of Johnny Rankin Morris and Haley Diane Cole was found near the intersection of Oak Grove and Weathersby Road around 2:30 Saturday morning. The suspects were seen on camera walking east towards Hattiesburg. Morris and Cole are believed to be armed and dangerous and may have connections to Stone County and Picayune. If you have any information on their whereabouts,
they may have connections. They all are connected. Once the connections start falling apart, those connections are not connections anymore. When I just showed you that whole list of people who done passed away, my dad is a representative. I am the state senate. I am this. All that prideful trying to flogging, like trying to flag up your way up the chain. You trying to flag yourself up the chain? These people try to use connections, and when them connections is like, nope, I can't help you with that. All these people thinking their connections is is going to keep them safe and secure. No. So yeah, you got these people who are trying to commit the most craziest things to feed their kid. And when they can't feed the kid no more, they look at the kid as a liability now, and they must eliminate that liability. That's what it comes down to, is when when these things start happening. It's like, where did the kid go? Where did the kid disappear to? Where did the kid go to? They know exactly what they're doing when they do these things.
This afternoon, a judge has raised the bond to $60,000 for the woman accused of trying to sell her child on Facebook. 21-year-old Juniper Bryson is charged with sale of a child. Prosecutors say she demanded a minimum of $150 up front from people interested in adopting her child. We'll continue to follow this case in our later newscasts. Still ahead. This afternoon, a judge has raised the bond to $60,000 for the woman accused of trying to sell her child on Facebook. 21-year-old Juniper Bryson is charged with sale of a child. Prosecutors say she demanded a minimum of $150 up front from people interested in adopting her child. We'll continue to follow this case in our later newscasts. Still ahead.
I try to put on her face. It won't allow me to, so I try to catch it again. Let me put it up again.
This afternoon, a judge has raised the bond to $60,000 for the woman accused of trying to sell her child on Facebook. 21-year-old Julie.
Wait. This lady, she looks like one of the little, she looks like the thing from the Gremlins. The little gremlin doll.
Bryson is charged with sale of a child. Prosecutors say she demanded a minimum of $150.
Don't cry now. You demanded $150 for your baby. Don't cry now. She asked for $150 for her baby. These people are committing crazy crimes against their own flesh and blood. They don't believe in that. That's the difference. They have really no morals and no loyalty to anything like that. They did it all for virtue signaling. They never give a damn about the kids. They did it to keep it with the Joneses and to look good and to keep the pretty identity of the white supremacy. But you got people when you ain't got no money. When black folks ain't got no money, we get creative in a different, humble way. It's like, damn, I ain't got no money. Well, shit, I'm at this Walmart and I got $20. I can use this $20 and give me this jacket and stay warm tonight, or I can use this $20 and give me a bunch of water bottles and sell them on the side of the road and flip them $20 worth of water bottles into $100, and then I can get me a $20 jacket to keep me cold. Keep me warm during the time while I'm selling the water, and then I got $80 left over to buy. See, that creativity is what always has allowed us to keep on going, for us not to fall into the craziness unless somebody has been enticed or in their environments to be able to be conducting themselves like that. But I'm showing you this is because their own families, friends, everything is becoming a liability. They're trying. It's almost like when the stock market goes through a correction. They're going through their own corrections in a very humble way. They're being humbled in every capacity right now. But the problem is they thought that the law gave them free reign to do what they wanted to do like before. There's been too many examples of the bullshit that has happened to us to showcase that, you getting away with this is way worse than whatever Jamal did. And Jamal was actually not even guilty. So that's what they're trying to showcase to us is that, okay, these people are committing the most brutal, crazy crimes. These people ain't really trying to be that. Do you think this dude is really trying to be there? He's embarrassed to have to see, he's ashamed to have to sit here and defend this woman. He all that confidentiality, these motherfuckers still talk. They still peep and open their mouth. It don't matter if you're an insurance company, it don't matter if you work for the government, it don't matter if you work in, it don't matter. Everybody like talking about everything. So yeah, he gonna go and talk about this. He ain't happy and satisfied with having. He got his head down just like her. She embarrasses the race. Just like all of the other ones like them that embarrassed the race. And we sat there, had to eat that as well. We couldn't look at our brothers and sisters as much like that to be like, okay, you're embarrassing our race, because we don't even understand the optics and we don't understand all of the information behind it. So no, we're not we're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you most likely you've been messed up and set up and you got compromised. But if you kept being a repeat offender, then yeah, your own peoples was offended to deal with you. But for the most part, if you was on a good foot, your people will look after you. Or they wouldn't sit there and be like, oh, this person, he's a bad kid, No. But when it comes to you guys now, when he actually is a bad kid, you don't want to admit to it. Okay, this kid he had a bad moment and he made a bad mistake. That's where for so many years you guys avoided that part because you did not want that kid to be staying. But that kid always knew that he had messed up and made a oopsie. He just got older and became much more. Either he embodied that oopsie and became the oopsie that he was already embodying already. No different from the father who and the mother. I'm gonna show you that as well. He embodied what they teach them at. They embodied what they teach them at the dinner tables. We keep getting past that part. This stuff is taught at the dinner tables. This stuff ain't just. This stuff ain't just finna just be letting just go under the wayside. These people are just like I showed you with the guy from with the two parents who wind up suffering for their own son. They had to suffer for their own son. But it's like you bought him the guns, you took him out to go hunt. But he went to go do something outside of that. Yeah, you may have encouraged it, but you guys do that. And because you guys have lost so much money, these people lost so much money, the anger. They have so much anger right now. That's why I say to watch out for these video games, young brothers and sisters. I even have to bring that up. I'm not even going to, as much as I wanted to just sit here and still talk about it, I still got to at least bring that up because that did make me feel some type of way. Because I was like, damn, I didn't like seeing that. Because that's the same entrapment that's bringing our brothers and sisters into that. But I'm going to bring this one as well. They're trying to go into their escapisms. And even in their escapisms, they're finding that they've just been horrible traps this whole damn time.
Turning now to Osceola County, a man is now in jail after Kissimmee police say that he killed his 2-year-old son. Kissimmee police say this man, Derek Emery, was formally charged at nearly 4 months after his son's death. West 2's Tony Atkins explains what helped police make the arrest.
Police say the boy was killed here at the Vivo Living Apartments on August 22nd, and they say after finally getting back an autopsy report, they determined that the child was killed by blunt force trauma.
After months of investigating, police officially charged Derek Emery for killing his 2-year-old son. When they arrived at the apartment, police say they noticed the boy had a serious head injury. And they also learned Emery was on house arrest for attempted homicide for a stabbing during a birthday party. He was arrested in Polk County after walking into a nearby Publix covered in blood and with a knife. Court records note the child's mother pointed out issues between the couple and how being stuck at the apartment caused him to build up more anger. August 22nd, the day the boy was killed, police say Emery claimed he was playing a game he called the Shaker game, where he'd throw the boy up, mimicking the Tower of Terror ride at Disney World. He says he dropped the child while playing. Police say they interviewed Emery's sister, who said he called her soon after. Records say she told him to call 911, but he initially refused. Doctors pronounced the child dead at Arnold Palmer Hospital late the next day, adding the child had 3 to 4 distinct bruises consistent with a strike from a fist. In the weeks to follow, police interviewed loved ones who expressed their concerns about Emery, and then on December 9th, the medical examiner's full report came back, ruling the boy's death was a homicide due to blunt force trauma. Emery was formally charged on December 20th, 120 days after his son's death.
And Emery is charged with murder while engaged in aggravated child abuse. He's being held with no bond. I'm covering Osceola.
These kids are suffering massive amounts of abuse. And they're going to school and they're suffering another amount of massive amounts of abuse. I'm talking about in the most craziest ways. These kids are like, us as adults, we ain't really paying attention to what is really going on with these kids because they're like, they kids. No, these kids are Because, like I said, they pushed all their chips in. These kids they are the perpetuation of Trump's visual presentation and appearance and influence. They revere that, and so when it doesn't show up in their life, as far as in them, that's like, nah, I am not finna shit on nobody, but that's like being that was like being a Detroit Lions fan for such a long time. It's like the Detroit Lions couldn't say they won a Super Bowl. Shout out to the Detroit Lions, but they couldn't say that they wanted a Super Bowl when their record was 0-15. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the delusional aspect. Not saying that that was the case for them, but I'm just saying with these kids, they starting to understand that they don't have enough measurements behind them, tangible measurements to back them up right now. Yes, it may show on the surface, but on the underlying, they may be like, "Oh, my daddy is rich," but they don't know that their daddy's not rich right now, and their daddy is struggling, and their daddy is really a mule, and their daddy is really sex trafficking, their daddy is really pushing guns and drugs and stuff like that. They don't know these things. You're just a kid and you're just trying to flex on the next kid on somebody else's success and high score. I never could do that. I was always wanting to flex my own score. I remember I was 13 years old. I had my own I had $25,000. And like a dumbass kid I spent it on stupid shit. I was a smart kid. I knew how to get it. I knew how to get it, y'all. I knew how my mama raised me. She knew. And I ran with every single one of her beautiful words that she left before for me. And I was like, man, I can do everything. I could do anything. I didn't want no handouts. I don't want to have that, that crutch or that dependency. But a lot of these kids are looking for that, and they're putting this extreme pressure on their parents right now to be able to provide, to keep up. You got to pay $3,000 in the mortgage. You got to pay 2 car notes, your car, her car, insurance, her car, your car, life insurance, medical insurance, dental insurance, vision, hearing. You got to pay for gas for 2 cars. All the holiday spending, the toys. Kids need shoes. Kids get sick. You want to take a vacation. There's so many different layers of all of this bringing up. It's like, how are you going to get that when your job is not trying to give you a raise and they're working you extra amount where you're not even spending time with the kids? You can't even be there for the kids. You can't be there with the kids. You can't bring them to work. And that's crazy that most companies wouldn't even allow you to bring your child to work. Would you want to have a next generation of workers to be able to work under you? Not in the sense of like a slave thing, but it's just like if the father was working at a very prominent position and the kid loves to do the same thing, why not create that apprenticeship? And whether it's carpentry. See, that's the stuff that I've been thinking about that I want to do. Because most kids would enjoy being around their pops while their pops is working or he's doing their thing. We only do it for football games. That's a dangerous job. I'm not saying bring no kids along for a ride along with a sheriff. Mm-mm. But there's plenty of positions that could allow a kid to be able to be there and work his way up. Learn some actual skills. The actual social skills you need that they can actually be amongst others. Community skills, develop those skills instead of having them extra protected. How many times have we run across and parents are just overly protective? Like the kids is like the hypochondriac kids, like in a super bubble. Like you done gave this kid give him all these shots, everything, and the kid got autism. He got just everything wrong with him. And that stuff comes from a lot of these medicines. Come from the stuff that they put and inhibit from the birth. That's why you're starting to see more natural births. You're starting to see more doulas because even the mothers, while they're sitting there doped up, they don't know what they're putting in there. Just as much as they baby go off in another room, you don't know what that baby's going through. The father don't know as well because he fucking passed out on the damn floor. He just seen something bigger than his dick come out of there. So he like, shit, I can't compete. Whew, I lose. Kid win. Kid wins. But yeah, their kids are becoming a liability now.
Well, police in Union City said they found more than 30 firearms, thousands of rounds of ammunition, and multiple drugs after arresting a man, Adam Fisher, on a felony warrant. Fisher was arrested in Spartanburg yesterday. Police say he was wanted on a felony battery warrant. Officers discovered illegal drugs and paraphernalia during the arrest and took Fisher into custody without incident. At his home, they found guns they believe were stolen during a burglary that took place in Darke County, Ohio. The investigation remains ongoing, and police said they do expect additional charges.
I keep expecting additional charges. I'm trying to explain to you guys is that we are no longer to face a crime like that. These people are getting extra taxed, extra stretched in the same capacity that we was. I'm trying to showcase that, hey, these people going to be going for a long time. There's an empty void in the workforce. All that talking about the unemployment rate, no, that unemployment rate should be docked for y'all. They are committing very crazy
More
crimes.
than 10 arrests. More than 10 arrests made early Saturday morning for a human smuggling operation out of Fort Lauderdale. Dania Beach Border Patrol agents actually responded to North Ocean Boulevard near the Sea-Watch restaurant to find that boat overturned, lying on the shoreline right there. Border Patrol agents say a Bahamian citizen and 11 smuggled Chinese migrants were all arrested here. Authorities say all of those responsible are facing criminal consequences.
You have people who are being hit no matter where they come from. They're getting hit in the most astronomical of ways. They're getting hit here and their families are getting hit from their homelands. People are forgetting that these people's homes, lands are getting destroyed and decimated with the people that are there. And they're all asking on a consistent basis, hey, if you are such and such, we need your help. We need you to send money. So extracting money from the American economy to be able to prop up others, that's very impactful. That's something that was not even, that's not even of major discussion and talk as it should be. Shout out DJ Easy Money. Wagwan. I'm on my YouTube channel. You can't hear what I'm showcasing because on my YouTube channel, I have audio and video. I'm pretty much doing Black people news to where our people should be informed about all the information that's going on the world. So I would love for everybody to be involved. I'll put that up there. So shout out to everybody that's on all the other platforms around the world. But it's not just my YouTube channel. I'm on Kick, Twitch, X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all live right now. And so we've been making this happen, doing this on a trying to keep it daily. You know what I'm saying? Just like the news keep it daily. I'm trying to keep it daily as well. So as much as most people may not, starting to see people that don't look like us pop up and find a way to be informed about all of this information. Yes, it's needed to be said. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, to be able to bring awareness to what's going on. And so I would love for you to be able to be involved in the conversation and be able to talk about some of these topics as well. It's important that we must not forget that what's going on around us, that people need to see exactly what's going on around us. It's We've allowed too many things, and I wanted to bring this up because this was beautiful. This is beautifully sarcastic, and he said it very well. And so I wanted to put this up there.
Enough white men.
Why do you say that? That is not a popular belief, especially
Probably not what
right
you
now.
thought would come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Look, I like math because it doesn't have an opinion.
Okay.
The Melody Hobson quote, I just love it. The math is that I want every white male to be successful if they can be. I want everybody to be successful, but we need every successful college-educated white male to be on the field of economics. But mathematically, there's not enough college-educated, successful white men to drive GDP for 30 years. I just think.
And now I take that very, very hilarious and sarcastic because he's not lying. He's not lying. They need that, and he's saying it because yes, this has become the monopoly. This has become the monopolist standard that most of economics has predicated themselves off. Is that we need we need Caucasian men to be able to uphold the society, but it's like, for me, I look at Black folks as like we're the engine, we're the radiator, we're the gas tank, everything. And these people are nothing but the little sparkle paint. Literally that. They'll take all of the attraction on that paint in comparison to what is under that hood, on how this even came to be. Even though this brother may come off as actually lost and actually ass kissing to perpetuate them over this success, no, we don't have enough Black men. And it's always been that. Because none of these other folks want an even playing ground. Not at any of these corporations, any of these companies, do you have a 50% or even a 50% of African American workers inside of any of these corporate companies around America. Isn't that crazy? Do you even believe that? Even in Atlanta, home of the chocolate, you still have many of these companies who do not have over 50%. Barely even that. Like, I can pull up the statistics. It's barely anything. So when he speaks about it, yes, you need these people to be working at these positions, or you're going to be having to go and solicit people from India. You're going to have to solicit people from over in Africa because they don't want the actual foundational Black Americans of this, the actual chosen Israelites of this land, to be able to be in any of these positions. And it's not like we would, box out and pivot to bring in our own people. It's no, we just want to be able to be a part of the process as well. But you guys have done everything you possibly can to eliminate us from any processes. So yes, lo and behold, we look at it like, okay, this is not nothing for us. It wasn't made for us. It wasn't by us. You talk to us and you talk at us. So when we leave you to your own devices to be like, okay, y'all fix your own shit. Now you understand that the GDP is affected because it was propped up. It was propped up from the falsification of white men are the reason why this economy goes. What I'm showcasing to you that the economy is tanking because you have several of these men who are outside homeless. They're not contributing to society in any aspect, whether it's working at McDonald's or working at a steel company. They are not contributing to society. How many people who are not contributing economically, even to themselves? They ain't got to be worried about everybody's mentality has already been made up that they're not trying to help out America because America really ain't helped them out. People have always extended it like America is ordinarily obligated and mandatory to pay people back because you got brought into this country. No, your mom and your daddy brought you here. But it's not enough for them because they are outside, homeless, cold, on meth, on fentanyl, on drink. I showed you the video yesterday where we are constantly there to resuscitate their bullshit. When they come off actually making the mistakes of actually messing up stuff, we always had to clean up the mess. Big Mama had to come and take care of the kids, feed them, cook them, bathe them. Black man had to go and do the most dangerous jobs to be able to go pick that top apple from the tree, knowing that he run the risk of falling down and breaking his limbs, and then he's not going to even be adequate enough for the master to keep him around. Our people went through a lot of shit to even be at this point now, to even speak how we speaking now. Because all throughout history now, the results have shown for us to be able to see now that for the last 4 years, Jacob's trouble is truly no more, and we are now in Esau's trouble. And you're now seeing Esau on a seesaw, and ain't no more hee-haw. You're seeing disruptions within their career. You're seeing disruption within their relationships. You're seeing disruptions within their family structures with their kids. You're seeing disruption within their family that is passing on. You're seeing disruption in the narratives of their legacies. Too many of these people have passed away for all of them to uphold and upkeep and contain their legacies like that, because everybody's telling on their side now. All the Karens are telling and spilling the beans now. Everybody's coming forward because they realize that, oh, this stuff was not right. We shouldn't have been treating these black people like this. Everything is wrong. So, you black people didn't get hired because this, and that, and that. That's the information that's coming out now to be able to showcase to people now, so they can be able to see that, hey, what was going on was not right, period. But none of y'all ever wanted to listen because y'all was fat on the hog and y'all was enjoying the blessing. Y'all didn't even want to share with your fellow neighbor. Y'all said, fuck your neighbor, and then you burnt his house down. You slept with his wife. You took his kids, and you put them in a basement. You guys have done so much wrong across the whole world throughout all of history that now you are now having to face the retribution of your actions. For every reaction, there's a reaction. Malcolm X said it, these chickens is coming home to roost now for you guys to actually see these things now. The Most High has not been playing with none of these people now. Truly is not playing with nobody no more. I have to showcase this. I have to be able to showcase this so you can be able to understand and see that this stuff is no longer tolerable. The people have already stopped tolerating it, but it's just like, hey, we ain't gonna keep trying to march down the street and slap you up the head and get into these fights, get all beat up and billy clubbed by the police and all that stuff. We're gonna find a different route. And we did find a different route. And you know what it was? We left y'all ass alone. We left y'all to go do what y'all was gonna do, because y'all did not want to listen. Y'all didn't listen to us, and you damn sure didn't listen to the Most High God. You guys have done so much disrespectful, blasphemous stuff. All of these lands that you built on top of massacred bodies. You guys stole land from people that it did not belong to you. It wasn't no fair exchange. So the energy was not pressed as mutual. So because it wasn't like that, you wind up going into the karmic debt. And the priesthood of Mahan did not tell you white folks this. They said, in order for you to be blessed, you got to go oppress. And of course, it messed with a lot of people's moral compass, but eventually a lot of them just capitulated. They're like, hey, I got babies to feed too. So come here, nigger. So yeah, you have a lot of people where instead of them being stressed, they chose to be blessed. Like every one of us could have been in the blessing, or every one of us could have been in the curse. But it got separated. because people had to see the difference. We had to see that difference. We was arrogant. We was all wrong. I couldn't imagine my old self all wrong like that. That's why I'm trying to get it right now. Because I can't imagine how wrong I was about a lot of stuff, regardless of how it gets sent. But I'm trying to showcase you the troubles that people have been going through this whole year on a massive scale. So, no, we ain't done. Let me go back to where I was at, because it's that pride that's coming out. It's chilling. Matter of fact, I didn't even go to this one. This one right here.
Well, the Oklahoma governor just announced a new program for his public schools called Classroom to Careers, which sounds great, doesn't it? Except here's how it, if you want to graduate high school in Oklahoma, the only way that you can qualify to graduate is if you, 1, get accepted into a university, 2, if you can't get accepted into a university or can't afford to go to a university, you have to get into a trade school or a technical college. And if you don't want to do that or cannot do that either, compulsory military enlistment. Ask me if there are any exceptions for students with special needs in this program currently. No, there are not. If you're sitting there thinking, what's wrong with you? I don't understand the problem with this. This is just preparing students for their future and make sure that they have a job when they graduate high school. You need to step back and think about some of the implications that a program like this brings along with it. You want your kid to get into a university so they can qualify for graduation? Oh, but you can't afford it? Too bad. There's no FAFSA anymore. There's no Pell Grants anymore. There are no opportunities for your child to be afforded some kind of financial assistance now that the Department of Education is gone. You have a kid that's bright, hardworking, smart, well-deserved of a college education and can't afford it. That's too bad. Their next option is trade school or technical school. You know what? Acceptance into trade school and technical school isn't free either. You can't afford that either. Too bad, so sad. I guess your kid is going to be in the Navy now. All those children that do not have the capacity to do any of those things, what about them? Something about that smells like institutionalization and forced labor to me. What if your kid wants to be an independent artist or musician or go to Hollywood to try and make it in movies or television or be an entrepreneur with a little bit of money they saved up? All of that is off the table unless you're a 1%er. School choice, parental rights, all that's a myth to earn your vote. They lied to you.
Woo! Don't they sound like us? But they not like us. Am I tripping when I say that? You're starting to see so many people want to rise up and speak against the system. You guys created a lot of this mess, man. You got your people who are in these, who are the lawmakers who are allowing this happen. And now that it's affecting their kids, now it's knocking on your front door, and now it's on your shit list. That's what we're trying to explain. It's just like you guys have gone way above and beyond to create this environment. And because now it gets heavy, now it's starting to affect people's lives to where they can't send their kids to a lot of these people who are lawmakers and politicians, they can't get away with what they used to do before. So because of that money train, that gravy train ain't coming in as exactly as it used to be. So because of that, hey, people are taking matters into their own hands and going off and doing things and getting themselves involved in situations because they have nothing else to do. These kids don't know what else to do. They know they ain't got no skills. They like, I'm gonna either be a TikTok star or they're gonna be on here. They're gonna be on here twerking and be a lonely fan and sell their vagina to their old ass 80-year-old neighbor. So that's the choices that they have pinned them up to have now. But this is what you guys created when we had to deal with it as well. I'm just speaking on what is really in front of us right now, y'all. As much as how bad people want to be sad about it, this stuff got created by y'all. And these are lawmakers where they just feel like they got the God complex, superiority complex. Like they could still get away with what they get away with. I just showed you the video. Dude gave himself an 8 grade plus.
Exit the vehicle. I'm going to help you to exit. And you don't want that.
You don't want that.
I
I'm
do.
an elected official.
I actually do. Elected official of what?
Cook County.
Cook County. You elected which office? So you need
I'll
to...
wait for my attorney.
Okay.
Nope, I'm waiting for my attorney.
You were involved in an accident. So you're going to have to exit. If you don't exit, then we're going to make you exit.
That car.
Gotcha.
I think you should do that. For a second?
That's all you have to do. Now you can hang up the phone, ma'am.
No.
We're still doing our investigation.
My attorney.
Okay. Now, tell your attorney, are you going to do field sobriety tests or no?
No.
Okay.
No,
Are you being
wait.
arrested? You say no. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. Because she refused. I asked her to do field sobriety tests and she refused. Ma'am.
Woo! Wow. That looked like some. That looked like that smelled like some Rodney King brewing up for the. It's looking like it's becoming that now, y'all. The great part about it is that the January 6th insurrection was a great domino that fell for that, because these people were able to go and riot on the Capitol Hill. Their law and order was confused because they expected to see all the people who look like us out there, and it was not the case. So they were confused and perplexed about, do we really treat these people like we treated those black people? And they were like, well, they're fucking burning everything down. They're beating us up. They're maiming us. They're trying to shoot us and hurt us too. You know what? Damn that. You're a criminal. That was the switch of that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that now it's refreshing to see your own people actually take responsibility and accountability for your own people now. Because we've had to do that with our own folks. We've had to beat our own people's ass, the people that molested people that, you rob your mama, you out here on crack, whatever like that. We've had to check people in our own community. And for the most part, many people got their shit together now. For the most part, most of our folks got their shit together. COVID was a great litmus test to be able to help people sit there and focus on, hey, I am not living right. Something is not going well in my life. Why is these voices or this energy just keeps telling me to get your shit together? You see what I'm saying? So it's very important and powerful that we see these things, that people that used to have all of this, these positions of prominence, are starting to lose their positions. They're stressed out because the amount of stuff that they used to get away with, they can't get away with anymore. That's major. That's serious. That's serious. And it's causing these people to resort to other stuff. Ain't no telling on how they going, but they getting checked out.
Tony Evers is mourning the loss of two former state senators today. Evers and his wife Kathy sending their condolences to loved ones of Tim Cullen, who represented the Janesville area in District 15. Cullen was 80 years old. In a statement, Evers highlighted how Cullen fought to end gerrymandering and have fair maps. He said, quote, former Senator Cullen was a dedicated public servant who devoted much of his life to good governance and improving the state that raised him, end quote. Evers also extended his thoughts to the loved ones of former state senator George Patak. He died at the age of 75 after a long illness, according to his son on Facebook. Patak represented the Racine area and is known for casting the deciding vote that allowed public funding for American Family Field, then known as Miller Park. The governor said, quote, he truly had a servant's heart, always leading with empathy and integrity to give back and do more for others, end quote. An executive order to lower flags to half staff is to.
Interesting thing about black funerals is that you always have somebody who's going to come out who's drunk as hell, who's going to come out and say, you know, Larry used to fuck on his neighbor. You know, like, yeah, we like to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, you just ain't gonna just, he owe me $5, even though if it is, oh, this is a nice memorial and stuff, people will still come and wreck your shit. So I just wanted to put that out there because we're starting to see all of the fluffery for all of these narratives. Just because he mentioned that does not negate what is factually written down, where people actually sign laws that hurt our people. I have to highlight these things because people hurted our people. And you're starting to see the ramifications of how this trickles down to everybody in their immediate circle. You're seeing the amount of drugs. You're seeing the amount of alcoholism. You're seeing the amount of domestic violence. You're seeing crazy amounts of domestic violence right now. Crazy amount. I have to bring that to attention because I never wanted to argue with any of my exes. I'd rather make love. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never wanted to argue with my family about us working together and building up a family business, but it turned out that they didn't have the same ambitions. I ain't never wanted to argue with my friends because they may have been a low life and they take care of their kids and, you know, may have just whatever. We all got our stuff. But when it gets to a point where you start being ye separate and saith the Lord and touch not the unclean, you start getting to a point where you have to separate yourself from people because it clicks into your head that, hey, I can't vibe with that. I can't rock with that. I don't want to honor the dishonorables. Where you're seeing people who you're seeing your homeboy's wife cheat on you, and you're not saying anything. You're seeing your homegirl's husband cheat on her. You're not saying anything. You're seeing these kids being bad. You know that kid got a gun. You know that kid. You know what I'm saying. You know that person at work has been stealing. You know these things have been going on, but don't nobody want to speak up to say and speak on about things. Now you're getting people that actually have now that these little sticks is breaking. People are just coming out of the woodworks.
Neighbors on East Devonshire Street in Winston-Salem couldn't believe what they heard when they learned 31-year-old Carla Zepeda Martinez was murdered and that her husband was the one who did it. WFMY News 2 Joseph.
I just want to highlight that there is a lot of Black people in the news industry now. There is a lot of us in these industries right now.
Has more on the tragic development.
Yeah, it's a case that left many in the neighborhood shocked and saddened. Police say they arrested Jorge Martinez for murdering his wife, Carla Zepeda Martinez, inside their home.
It was December 20th when police were called to East Devonshire Street in Winston-Salem. Inside an apartment, officers found 31-year-old Carla Zepeda Martinez dead. Her husband, 33-year-old Jorge Martinez, was also found seriously hurt. Police say he was rushed to a nearby hospital. The scene that morning was nothing short of chaotic. One neighbor tells us when he got home from work, the street was completely blocked off. Police cars lined the road and crime scene tape wrapped around the entire property. Another neighbor heard sirens and saw blue lights piercing through their windows. Neither of them wanted to go on camera, but told us it was clear that something serious had happened. But no one knew exactly what until the news spread later on. 6 days after the initial response, police arrested Martinez, charging him with murder and are holding him without bond. An autopsy report ruled Zepeda Martinez's death a homicide, but police say they still aren't sure exactly how she died. Police also say this is an active case with their Criminal Investigations Division working to uncover more details.
And we reached out to the loved ones of the victim to learn more about what happened and are waiting to hear back. But if you know...
I play this is because it is very much on my feed, where you are getting massive amounts of domestic violence in these people's houses. It don't matter what color. You're seeing massive amounts.
of horrors. Now live at 5, two Georgia men will spend the rest of their lives in prison after being convicted of adopting two young boys, then sexually abusing them. The two men from Walton County were just sentenced to 100 years without parole. The district attorney's office spoke on the horrific nature of the crimes, writing, quote, "Those involved with the investigation and prosecution of this case will never forget what they had to see and hear in the case." Police call it a house.
Yeah. That's, you're starting to see that so much more prevalent. You're starting to hear the victims come out. You're starting to hear the victims come out. Even the victim of the last video I showed of the priest from New Orleans, I believe his victim came out and said something. Let me see. I believe so. Yeah. I don't know what he said, but I'll go back. We'll revisit this. Hold on.
Yesterday, we learned convicted pedophile priest Lawrence Hecker died in jail. He had only been sentenced to life in prison 9 days prior. Tonight, one of his many accusers says his fight for justice will not end with Hecker's death. The case centered around one anonymous victim who testified that Hecker choked him unconscious, then raped him in a school gym 50 years ago. Last year, Hecker admitted to our David Hammer on camera that he had molested or harassed several teenagers in the past. Overall, more than a dozen have come forward saying he abused them. One told us today he's in disbelief that Hecker died so soon after being sentenced. He says he will keep pushing to hold the archdiocese accountable for continuing to employ Hecker even after he admitted to the church long ago that he had abused boys.
I forgive Hecker for what he did because Hecker was a sick man. And for that sick man to be allowed to continue his perversions through all these years and through the many parishes and the many parishioners he served, it was just an abomination.
A spokesperson for the Department of Corrections says Hecker died of natural causes.
These are the faces that are coming out now. As much as they are trying to cover up and, make these, like say with the OJ, oh, he's a convicted felon and stuff like that. You guys are sickos. So as much as you may try to sit there and keep on continuously trying to highlight OJ, nah, homie, we ain't finna forget that, man. We ain't finna just keep not talking about the conversation. You ain't just finna keep overlooking that. Y'all folks is doing a lot of stuff. You got homosexual couples who are getting these kids and doing the most craziest things with them. I just showed you 100 years for these dudes doing this stuff. It don't matter. Ugly comes in all colors. It's not just black. It's not just white. It's everybody. And this has been going on for too long throughout history. And now we're calling it out. Now it's being exposed. We're going to keep putting these people out, these faces out, just like I put mine out. Hey, this is what you did. This is what you did. What would you do if somebody molested your child? This man molested your child. Somebody you entrusted, somebody who you gave safekeepings to, that you felt like he was a man of the cloth. He was in close, I guess, spiritual connection with the Most High. But they never were. They were just a man in clothing, a wolf in sheep's clothing. And most of the time we've had to give these people the benefit of the doubt because they were oppressive. They were aggressive. They were progressive in their ways. Marketing and advertising and swaying and you just have to understand by looking at these things now. The fact that the church would say that this ain't supposed to be happening, but the church is doing it. For the church to say these things, and then you guys were like, hey, Obama will marry him. That's because they took the bag from George Bush, the Freedom of Religion Act. You can research it. All these pastors, they all took that money. They all was speaking prosperity. I had went to so many churches during this time, and I was just sitting here like, damn. The whole sermon was, I'm like, dude, I need help with what I'm dealing with. I couldn't imagine talking to any of these people about what I was going through. I'm glad I didn't. But these churches wanted nothing but everybody's damn money. And they got it on a free chip. It was another way to just sit there and siphon money out of the community and keep people poor, desolate, and desperate to need things. Oh, you need something? Well, you're going to have to give me that booty hole. For them, they were willing to accept and be okay with it because they put a dollar sign behind any commodity. The children were a commodity as well. Even themselves, they didn't have no problem with that.
I'm Taylor Pollock at the First Alert Desk, and I'm getting new information after an Adamsville man has been arrested for raping a minor, incest, and child abuse charges. 39-year-old Johnny Gober was booked into the Jefferson County Jail on Tuesday, December 3rd, for first-degree rape, incest with a minor, and for aggravated child abuse. According to court records, Gober forcibly raped a child between the age of 12 and 16. Gober was arrested at his home by Adamsville police, Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies, and U.S. Marshals. He has a bond set at $45,000.
There shouldn't be no bond. Am I tripping when I say that? Am I tripping when I'm suggesting and asking that? It is that you commit this particular style of crime because the law doesn't recognize spirituality. You see what I'm saying? When you commit this type of crime, it's just as worse as death. Because this person, as an adult, you literally kill the shining and the spirit and the joy and the innocence that that child once had by your transgression upon them. And these sickos need to understand that you really did do these things to people. For you to forcibly, like you aggressively wanted to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never good. I love vagina too, but I ain't never wanted to forcibly take it. It ain't even that deep. It is not that serious. I don't care how dry my twig and berries are. I don't care how dry and my twig and berries are. That does not permit you to think that you can just take. So these people are now understanding that the last 4 years, these laws, not even just the last 4 years, just the fact that these people are committing the laws and actually getting convicted. You're getting arrested and convicted. Regardless of even you get arrested or convicted, you're still held in spiritual court knowing that you did this and you did this to somebody. Especially with somebody who don't want to admit it, be like, oh, nigga, I ain't did it. I don't know what you're talking about. I confronted the guy who did it to me, and he was like, no, I ain't did shit. I don't know what you're talking about. Shalom, family. These people have always had a sexual deviance towards our people. And the fact that they don't have access to us like they used to have like that, they have to find their source. And their source is right under their own nose. Right under their own nose. Got Jedi in the building. Yes, sir. Trying to keep the people informed, you know what I'm saying, on some good stuff. Because this is the face of crime now. This is the crime. These are the faces of these people now who are getting in trouble because of what they're doing.
Tonight, in the case of Jocelyn Nungara, you may recall, she's the 12-year-old Houston girl who was murdered back in June. Harris County DA Kim Ogg says her office will now be seeking the death penalty in this case. Johan Jose Martinez Rangel and Franklin Pena are charged with sexual assault and murder. Tonight, we spoke with Jocelyn's mother, who says her family is divided over which punishment was worse, life in prison without parole or execution.
After doing some thinking, I do fully support Kim Ogg and the DA's office to push the death penalty because, you know, it's an eye for an eye.
You see how much they have to like compromise, like you see how she sounded like she literally had to compromise. Like, you know what? I have to say that, hey, he got to get the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people used to sit there and do that and say that on our behalf all the fucking time. You be like, oh, you got to get the death penalty. They have to compromise because they're like, man, this is just two people. Like, come on, dog. Like, so they are embarrassed on all of their levels right now that they have to put on a suit and tie. They have to defend this stuff. They have to put on a fake ass face, you know, just to try to prove it. You know what I'm saying? But then again, like, even the dude standing here right now, he's still judging him. Everybody in there is still judging him. That's hilarious. 2 men found dead trying to search for a Sasquatch. It's crazy. But this is what's going on. That's why I wanted to highlight and showcase these things, because it is not being avoided anymore. No matter how much the conversation is like, hey, you cannot just get away with crime now. Crime is serious now in these days, because you have so many different technological advances that allow these people, they have all the time, they have all the resources on their side. They have all the time because they're getting paid for their time, and they have the resources on their side. They have the resource of the American government behind them to be able to keep continuously pursuing you. Just because you're 90 years old, you thought that you can get away with a crime? That dude just went to prison for life. Priest. They catching old crimes now. This is like Minority Report with Tom Cruise right now. That's what it's turning out to be right now. You truly got them showcasing and showing their ass.
We're learning that the Indiana Supreme Court is denying Joseph Corcoran a stay on his execution. So he is set to be executed later this month. The Capitol Chronicle reports that decision came in 3-2. The justices did not explain their decision after that ruling. Instead, they say that they'll issue an opinion at a later time. The Chronicle also reports that Corcoran sent a letter to the court saying he does not plan any more appeals. In that letter, he asked the court to withdraw the motions. In 1997, Corcoran was convicted of killing 4 people, including his brother.
Most of the time, he would have killed 4 people. He would have just gotten just a regular life. They can't do that no more. They can't allow those type of extreme cases to go on anymore. They can't allow any more of these extreme cases to still be able to fly right now. So every one of these people who are committing these crazy ass crimes because they emotionally driven or triggered, or they broken, they can't handle it no more, and they just crashing out. They not paying attention like we have for 400 years, because their crash out comes with major repercussions and consequences because of the Ouroboros that they set up for themselves. You wind up setting up yourself by creating your own laws to entrap yourself now. So how is it looking lately? And that's what I'm trying to showcase. That's what I'm trying to showcase. And when they commit these crimes, they
Southeastern
get.
Kentucky following a deadly police-involved shooting. This happened. An investigation is underway in southeastern Kentucky following a deadly police-involved shooting.
This happened last Monday at a home in Laurel County. Early reports reveal London police were attempting to serve a search warrant, but went to the wrong house. That's when officers tried to enter the home of 63-year-old Douglas Harless, shooting and killing the man. LPD says Harless, quote, produced a firearm and pointed it at officers. Shane Cornett says he was friends with Harless for 16 years.
I just want justice served, you know, 'cause I believe he was done wrong.
Oh, really? Really? Buford, Buford, you want justice? How much justice do you want, Buford? Because you know how much justice we want, Buford. You know how much justice we know how much justice we need, Buford. Buford, let me go ahead and rewind you back, DJ. Let me go ahead and rewind you back because you said something right there that I need to catch before, but I'm gonna go ahead and repeat it again. Rewind.
I just want justice served, you know, 'cause I believe he was done wrong.
I believe justice needs to be served because he was done wrong. Really? How many times have we had people knocking on the wrong damn door? How many times was injustice served and never no justice served? We still, Wow. I don't try to get emotional and triggered by this stuff, but I just have to keep the points up where they at and keep it objective. You said you wanted justice. You wanted justice. They're having to eat all of their damn words. Like they're having to eat all of their cold potatoes. Like they ice cold, like they the box of the old gratin, the old au gratin, the old government au gratin potatoes with the government cheese on top, with the dirty faucet water boiling in, with the 99-cent store oil, vegetable oil that got high levels of chemicals that give you cancer. You want justice? There's a lot of justice that needs to go around, sir, before you even get in line. That line is way at the back of it. You way at the back of the damn line. You want justice? You know they still never signed no George Floyd hate crime bill? And people still want to say this administration was one of the best? That was the first order of business he should have committed, and he would have been all right. He probably would have been all right. But most of our black people who sat there and voted blue, no matter who, that's what they get now. People have to suffer this L. And that left everybody who voted blue or red alone. Because you're stupid. You're really stupid. You have no clue. You just gave over your energy. You just gave up your energy. Just like that. Because you got passively aggressively manipulated and shook and scared into getting up and getting in line and voting for situations and scenarios that ain't did nothing but I'm showcasing this, dude. That's why I have to showcase this stuff, because so many of my OGs, my older folks, these old ass niggas who ain't never wanted to listen to a young cat. You're never too old to learn, but you're never too young to teach. But because of seniority, they always think that a young brother ain't got no damn knowledge and he can't teach nothing. And it's crazy because them same old folks keep calling me back wanting to get put on game. People that didn't want to believe before, now they want to see and they want to believe it now because the stuff I've been saying. That we will overcome, that we shall overcome, that we will be able to see everything and the truth. Nothing will be able to hide in the shadows from the sun, from the brightness of the sun of truth. And now that you're seeing coronal mass ejections happening all over throughout space, and it's just smacking the whole world right now. You're starting to see all of these things pop up the way it's been supposed to be doing. We're going into this new year with a very clear plate. for us to see the actual realistic psychological stuff that's going on, the physical stuff that's going on, the financial stuff that's going on, the mental and emotional stuff that's going on right now, the spiritual stuff that's going on right now. Everything is predicated off of one another. It's all one big old ecosystem that they have created, which is a weed system. And it's being exposed. And then these people were getting locked up. Let me go back to this. This man, what did he say? Rewind. He said, what? Buford?
I just want justice served.
I won't just say it again. He said he won't.
Justice served, you know. Want justice served, you know. Want justice served, you know. Want justice served, you know, because I believe he was done wrong. Want justice served, you know, because I believe he was done wrong.
He was done wrong?
Kentucky State Police investigates all officer-involved shootings. The department says it's committed to transparency while ensuring the...
Yeah, they're committed to transparency, even with your own people? Nope. Y'all are part of that too. So as much as you sit here, you want justice served, no, you're going to understand that these cold potatoes we've been dealing with for 400 years plus. So as much as they trying to demand and get the same letter and think that that pretty privilege, that little Snow White pretty privilege is now getting exposed, that you have to understand that you guys have created this. And now you want a refund. Now you want a spiritual refund. Now your moral compass is getting equilibrized. I can't ever say the word, if that's even a word. Equilibriumized. I don't know. It should be a word. But yeah, you're seeing so many people. These people are on the job. These people are on the job. They're stressed out. They're going through the same stuff their neighbors is going through. You're seeing people who, you're seeing natural disasters that happen. And they got people stressed out. People that lost their homes. Cops too. Firefighters too. They got to go back and still do their job. They still got to go back and do their job. It ain't been no Merry Christmas. It ain't been no Happy Holidays and wish you all the best. People mad because they ain't getting no present. They got a cold.
And just before 2 a.m. Christmas morning, Oklahoma City police responded to a stabbing call in southeast Oklahoma City. This is near Southeast 15th and High. We know one person was taken away in an ambulance, and we don't know how they're doing this morning. So far, no word on any arrests.
Then about 40 minutes later, police were called to another stabbing yesterday morning, this one near Northeast 23rd and MLK. Police tell us a woman was stabbed with a box cutter. She was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers also say one person has been arrested in that case.
It is no joke out here. It is no joke out here. I'm trying to be able to showcase to y'all that this stuff is no joke right now.
Trafficking mission. This was a week ago Thursday along Northeast 82nd in Sandy. PBB said officers also towed 2 cars and gathered information on other suspects related to human trafficking and suspected buyers. New tonight, Portland police have arrested or cited 9 people following a human trafficking mission. This was a week ago Thursday along Northeast 82nd in Sandy. PBB said officers also towed 2 cars and gathered information on other suspects related to human trafficking and suspected buyers. New tonight, Portland police have arrested or cited 9 people following a human trafficking mission. This was a week ago Thursday.
That's their people committing these damn crimes. That's their people committing these crimes. Big old trucks taken care of. They've become mules, sex trafficking mules, drug mules. This is the real life that's going on right now. I travel the country. You're driving on a freeway. You bumping your music. You don't hear the screams of somebody next to you because you're driving at high speed. You hear the wind. Your windows is rolled up and you're blasting the music. That's 3 strikes, you're out. That person is never coming back home because they can't scream to you through the little window that they're trying to get your attention. But you're so focused on what you're doing that, yeah, you won't pay attention to what's going on around you. Lo and behold, that these trucks and these trailers all got people inside of them, because these people were getting paid handsome money to bring people over so they could be an actual workforce over here, because the numbers have dwindled. The numbers have dwindled. And they're dwindling in the capacity to where even just as much as they're dwindling in that way, they're dwindling this way because you're getting locked up. So you mean to tell me you just lost 5, 10 people just because of natural causes or whatever? They just passed away. They just old and stuff like that. That's 5 people gone. So you got to pay to get 5 more people. And then you don't even bring them 5 to 10 people back over the border because you get caught. So not only just those 5 older people and 10 people and stuff are no more. Now you're caught. And now you're about to get locked up and you're going to be gone. And now you're not even a contributor. And the people that you brought over here may have to go back. So now you have a perpetuated cycle of people of emptiness. And while that emptiness is going on, they still looking at us like, nigga, we ain't still trying to hire you. So yeah, we're running into situations where, yeah, you got these people doing all type of crazy crimes, and they sloppy about it because they're arrogant and prideful about it, and getting caught up and thinking that the laws don't apply to them. You talk about powerful people, prominent people, that same list of people that I showed you earlier, that people have taken kickbacks and under the tables and, behind the backs. And yeah, a lot of us ain't clean. I'm not trying to perpetuate it out clean. I've been through a lot of shit. But I know I'm willing to at least stand on mine 100% with no shame and embarrassment. But people doing things outside of their character that is highlighting something that, like, their characteristics are starting to be flagged as very inappropriate and uncomfortable. Very inappropriate and uncomfortable. These people have been doing so much stuff that is uncomfortable now that they're embarrassed by their own people now. You can't run away from that.
One community church in Grapevine today had its first Sunday service since police announced the arrest of a staff minister on a child pornography charge. But the church took down its live stream as this morning's service began.
Because people like to take moments like this and use clickbait and put things together and not the way they were said, we're opting out of being online in this part.
Grapevine police say they found the image on a phone below.
Don't he look like the thing from the Goonies? Elmer Fudd.
Belonging to Arturo Alcaron. He is also accused of placing a camera disguised as an alarm clock in the bedroom of a home the church uses to house missionaries. The church says it has fired Alcaron.
Now, so that's why even with these Airbnbs and all type of stuff, see, with the Airbnbs, it's just no different from being an Uber driver. You're just using your home to be an Uber driver, Uber house. These Uber people have a number of cameras inside of these homes. Whenever you see Airbnb, you just can't think that that's a regular smoke detector or alarm clock. It's just like you said, they have cameras that are in majority of these hotels. You go over to anywhere over in Asia, China, Korea, especially Korea, you're being watched in your room, in your hotel, your apartment. It's literally big brother, little brother, or wherever you want to say it. So to be under any impression, and not to be oblivious to think that none of this stuff is taking place, you're a dumbass. Anywhere I go, I'm always looking at where the cameras are because I work in technology. I can spot when something looks funny. Most of the time, some things it's going to be difficult to find now, especially with these Airbnbs, because, hey, you got cameras that are as big as the tip of a pin head. And it's sometimes you may not even know that they was really recording you. And somebody may hit you up with a text out of nowhere. Hey, we recorded some explicit stuff about you. Send me such and such, or we're going to show it to your children and show how horribly of a butt naked sleeper you are. And these people panic because their reputation precedes them. They have to up their ego is their amigo, and it won't just allow them to, no. So they're more than willing to throw as much money as it needs to be to save face. Risk management. This is white superiority economics 101. To be able to understand these things. This stuff is not going quietly in the night. You're seeing these people commit these crimes.
Man has been arrested for allegedly possessing. Manitowoc man has been arrested for allegedly possessing child pornography. Manitowoc police executed a search warrant on the home of 47-year-old Stephen Wester in the 1300 block of Kellner Street back on December 11th. During the search, they found devices storing the alleged videos and images. Wester worked with youth sports, and investigators are looking to talk to any potential victims. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Manitowoc police.
Yes, that's why I'm showing this, because you're starting to see a major push for people to speak up and speak out and expose these type of people who prey on women, prey on kids, and I feel like it's needed. It's important, even for me. I'm doing it in my own capacity here. But I'm showcasing how this affected our community for 400 years plus, because Jim Crowism, Willie Lynch letters, every single form of forcible entry or exit has been shown to us. We've seen it all. You guys have been so just sloppy and just showing us everything. And we studied you guys to a T. We paid attention. We paid attention to you guys. We paid attention of what not to do. We paid attention of what to stay away from and what to avoid. We paid attention to the things that you did to us. And we were like, you know what? I would never do that. I would never throw somebody's baby in a lake with alligators. But that's what you guys did. I would never just go and just hang somebody from a tree just because I didn't like them. That's what you guys did. You guys didn't want to spend none of our money with you guys. We didn't want to surround you guys. We had separate bathrooms, separate fountain drinks. This is crazy how the last 400 years played out. Just in general, like who would have imagined that we would have been going through these type of things? Just to be living in such a beautiful, beautiful earth, that we've seen so much of the chaos that has perpetuated amongst us. That everybody could have lived in peace and harmony. That wasn't the case with people. Because church and state got perverted. And then you mix them together and you made that swirl, and y'all messed up the world. And now church and state are getting pounded. This whole year, I've never seen so many politicians end up no more. And these were the people that really thought they had power. They were drunk off power. These are the people that think that they can go to the pearly gates and try to buy off God. They think that they can do 7 Hail Marys and they will be clear of any observation. They'll be absolved. It's not funny. It's sad that a kid cannot go outside and go play at the park right now because somebody's doing meth and trank on the damn slide. And a person who's doing crack swinging upside down from the jungle gym. It's sad, y'all, that they have weaponized and monopolized off of the essence of children. Extracting the soul juice. Extracting the soul juice from people who didn't deserve it. These kids didn't deserve it. And because these people were committing these crimes, they don't want to do the time. They don't want to do the time. Y'all do the crime, but y'all don't want to do the time.
And we're continuing to follow the aftermath of that tragic Christmas Day fire in Napatown, where a woman and her family faced an unimaginable loss. Less than 72 hours afterwards, her friends and neighbors are pouring their love and support in an unlikely way. Our Janae Reese is in your corner in Dundalk with how they're combining fitness and a fundraiser now to help.
For people like Courtney Butash and Matthew Wilson, working out is a way to heal, pour into yourself and others.
The gym already has really done a number on my mental health, and seeing all these people come together to support me in that kind of environment just makes things a lot more uplifting.
It's why Wilson and Butash friends at Do Work Fitness held a boot camp Saturday morning, all to raise money for their friend who faced the unimaginable.
Come do work for Court.
On Christmas Day, Butash lost her father, Roger Butash, and their home in a devastating fire in Jawbatown. Butash says her dad, her soon-to-be 13-year-old son, and several pets lived in their home on Doncaster Road.
My son and I are slowly rebuilding, getting our clothes and, just kind of trying to feel as normal as possible.
As soon as Wilson and Butash friends learned what happened, they jumped in to help.
I train her friends. My other trainer, Megan Weinhold, she trains her friends as well. Our community is massive here, so when I got all the text messages from everybody, I just saw social media. I was like, let's come together and just do a class and raise some money.
Just showing up, it's really meaningful.
Butash says she's in long-term recovery and working out changed her life. And to have two things she cares for the most, fitness and her recovery community, in the same space means the world.
I'm extremely grateful. With the tragedy that happened with my dad, now, he didn't have life insurance. So, now I'm really excited that, I can give him, the services that he deserves.
All while they work to build a new life, step by step, together. You can learn more about Do Work.
Man, a news station is hiring. Good God. Is it me or is it me? Am I tripping? Is that it is brothers and sisters who are at these news stations when it never used to be no representation. That's why I keep showing this, because we got our people is reporting the news on them. It's crazy now, but it's interesting. Now I wanted to bring that up. The pendulum is swinging now. That's how bad the financials are. Is that they can't afford life insurance or any insurances of any kind now. They don't trust them now. Everything that they used to trust and they used to put in high regard, they don't trust it no more. So yes, for them, they can't afford to not get insurance, because that's the one thing that will collapse any and everything that they have. They've always been dependent on insurance covering whatever they have. You know what I'm saying? And they would corporatize their entities so to be able to be protected. That's how they were able to get their life insurance policies, through the businesses that they have. They would create boards. They'll create offshore accounts, and those offshore accounts will be able to fund back. It's a whole economic system that's a whole nother episode. But I'm just saying that they will pay from the business checking into the person's savings, and the person's savings money will go into the checking. Your check will go into your savings, and your bills will get paid through your checking. That's how that cycle goes. The money for the company, the people who pay for this products and services, will go into the business savings, and then will go out through the checking to pay for any expenses, whether it's payroll or material, whatever. But that's the cycle that will run into for them. And these people would create businesses within each other. They would give each other secrets and tips, under the table stuff to keep them good, to help their fellow neighbor. That's why they could sit there and come together, because now they're willing to come together, even if it's under even when it's under the muse of a regular gym. This doesn't negate that was a KKK meeting. This doesn't negate that whatever happened in Nashville, that wasn't a KKK meeting or a rallying up, the troops behind everything. That KKK come in all flavors and all suits. That was nothing but signaling to me. We're not one of them, so I'm able to see it from a different lens right now. She's there for her mental health. Like I said, they all have a favorite pill. They all have a favorite alcohol. They can't handle the capacities of the frights and the traumas and the nightmares. They are way much more susceptible to go back to that shit than we are now, or ever have been. Only time we stayed in it because we really felt like we weren't ever going to get out of Jacob's trouble. But the prayers of our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our mothers, and our fathers kept us going. They're examples. We stand on the shoulders of greatness. So I do give everybody who went through this struggle their flowers, for us to be able to billow under their wings, to be able to fly another day, to be able to fly another day. But because of this going on, there's so many fires going on. They're getting burnt out of their house. They're getting flooded out of their house. They're getting blown out of their house in every single way possible to get blown, for that to happen. Oh no, what happened to my mouse? Oh no. Oh, my mouse did on this one. I got double the mouse. I got double the mouses, but no rat. Anyways, let me go ahead and see if I can keep this going. But that's real talk. That's real talk, y'all. Am I tripping? I am not tripping. I hope I'm not.
Law enforcement is warning the public about an escaped inmate. Kentucky State Police got a call from the Christian County Detention Center this afternoon. Investigations suggest 52-year-old Kevin Johnson walked away from work detail in Hopkinsville. He was last seen wearing khaki pants and a black shirt. Anyone with information is asked to contact Kentucky State Police.
Yeah.
The Colorado Buffaloes really struggled on the.
Yeah. They doing the crime, but they don't want to do the time. That's why I wanted to show that. They're doing the crimes, but they don't want to do the time.
Kentucky State Police is asking for your help as troopers search for an escaped inmate who was located in Christian County. KSP says the Christian County Detention Center reported 52-year-old Kevin Johnson missing this afternoon. A preliminary investigation shows that Johnson walked away from a work detail at the convention center in Hopkinsville. He is described as a white man that is 6'2", 250 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing khaki pants and a black shirt. Anyone with information is asked to call.
They don't want to stay in there no more. Why they want to be in jail? They sitting here hearing inmates screaming and yelling and crying and getting raped and all type of stuff. Like, they don't want to be in there no more. They don't want to be in there no more. So what they're trying to do is get out of it. They're trying to get out of what you already was doing what you were doing. And be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna backtrack. Oh, I'm apologizing because I was just playing. It ain't enough I'm just playings. It ain't enough I'm just playings to sit there and say that you can't choose your consequence. My ex told me that. She's like, you hurt my heart. You can't choose your consequence. I ain't never dealing with you no more. Fuck you, nigga. I was like, all right, you right. I can't choose you. Hey, I ain't never got to say nothing to you again then. That's fine. But watch me blow up. Don't believe me, just watch. That's all I gotta say. It's a whole new year, darling. And Venus, this is the year of Venus, baby. This is the year of the new guy. So let this love pony prance around and do his thing. Shalom, beloved. Sister Loretta. But yeah, these people can't get away with what they was doing before. And because they did the crime, they scared they can't do the crime no more. They can't do the time no more. Time is too crazy. They're like, oh, damn, I got stretched for life. You trying to give me death? Oh my God. Ugh.
And new tonight, charges in a double murder that led to a police chase.
This all happened Monday night. 27-year-old Valentin Santana now faces multiple charges, including first-degree reckless homicide and fleeing an officer. Officers first heading to 38th and Nash for a double homicide. Then later in the night, police say Santana led them on a chase down I-94. It ended with a crash near 16th Street. According to the criminal complaint, Santana was going over 105 miles per hour and drove into oncoming traffic. He's being held on $300,000 bail.
You got to understand that people are arguing in those cars to be driving at that speed. People are drunk as hell because they just got cheated and broke up or anything like that. So people are driving crazy and reckless. They can't stand their jobs. They have to go back home to tell their and deal with their wife or girlfriend being mad because, hey, you lost your job or you had a bad day at work. She had a bad day at work. So you both had a bad day at work. So you both mad at each other because your job made your day bad or mad or anything like that. I used to tell my ex, hey, nobody argues when you're holding both hands. Let's just hold hands. Because if you're just holding one hand, you can kind of swing yourself out of that. But when you're holding both hands, it just calms down and you don't even have to argue anymore. It just gets real calm. It just gets real soft and subtle.
This weekend, family and friends gathered to honor the life of Kevin Ward. The 26-year-old and soon-to-be dad was shot and killed on Christmas Eve. His father is currently in jail, accused of pulling the trigger. But as clouds hung over Cliff Cave Park in South St. Louis County, one of Ward's favorite places to be, according to his mother, loved ones lit candles in his memory. Ward's mom called him a jokester, always trying to make people laugh. And all he wanted the day he died was to spend time with his dad.
That's all Kevin ever wanted was Harold to love him. That was it. And he was wanting to bond and spend that time with his dad that day. Then I'm going to every court date. I'm going to make sure the first person he sees in that courtroom is me. Because I am Kevin's voice now. I am his advocate. And I'm going to make sure justice is done.
Kevin is expecting a baby, which will come in June. A GoFundMe set up for his family has already raised more than $1,100. If you'd like to donate, you can find a link on our website.
Nope, I don't. Nope. Mm-mm. Staying out of it. It's not my business. But you can see, I'm seeing, y'all. This is the Monopoly board, and they look at these little bratty ass kids as liabilities now. They were looked at as an asset before. If they can send them to college and they can stay at home and they can just do what they need to do and we'll just give them their little devices and they just be all right and they'll make some little grandbabies for us and we'll be all right. No. The fact that the pendulum is swung, the fact that all of that money is gone, I said they are looking at their kids now as a major liability. Major liability. His own pops took him out. His own pops ate his own young. On a holiday. Their holidays will never be the same now. On a holiday, that's epic. On their holiday, which is a hella day for us. Because we spend hella money on a damn holiday. So that's why this is changing. That's why we are seeing what is going on right now. All these people got a job and you think they ain't going to work and still talking about this shit days and weeks and months later until the next Christmas comes up. And then they got to go again and again and again and again, and they think about it. He needs meth. She needs pills. Mom needs drink. The infrastructure of the family is broken now. The father is locked up for life now. The father's locked up for life. He gone. And now the new generation has to see what happened. What's going on, beloved? Everybody on TikTok, you can't hear me. What I'm doing is the news, and the news is on my YouTube channel. So go to Prime Black, at Prime Black. You'll be able to listen in and tune in, but you're listening into my commentary of the channels until I need to get over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, on TikTok, in order to actually have this connected with my channel as well. So that's the only difference, is that you have to go through a bunch of extras just to get TikTok onto the platforms, as well as I was doing with Instagram as well. But it's like, this is a production, y'all. Me bringing this stuff to y'all, I appreciate everybody who is here, who's showing me love, who sending me gifts and presents and cash apps and buying the hats and buying the t-shirts and just supporting me. This is helping me out. It truly is. Because I truly want to inform our nation the right way, the best way that we need to. So everybody's sharing the videos and liking the videos and, sending the videos to people that need to hear this information. However it goes, however it needs to be. I'm truly grateful and appreciative that this has allowed me to keep doing this. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy being able to point out things that I see that I may keep to myself. And I'm just like, damn, I'm out here alone. I don't have no wife. I ain't got no kids. I'm able to just sit here and build my legacy through this by being able to showcase who I am, who I've always been. And that's being an educated, informed, great man. And so I've always been in my Ezekiel 33 to be able to showcase the things that were always perpetuated that I saw on the news growing up, or in my environments growing up. These are all my experiences that I am conveying out through these examples, because I'm giving you a comparison, a stark contrast from what was to what is and what will. That's hindsight, insight, and foresight. That's tying the whole trifecta together. You're getting a triangle. You're getting a trident. You're getting the tray. You're getting the tres. Uno, dos, tres. Excuse me. I'm showcasing these things because I watched my family and friends be affected by so many of these things. And now you're seeing them affected. 100%. Not just from the inside with the family, but shit, homes is getting swept away. They can't keep nothing up.
There goes a trailer.
Ain't no recovering from that. Ain't no recovering from that. When Katrina happened, when the riots broke out, when everybody just didn't give a damn about what we had going on and what we were doing and talking about, everybody just wrote us off and didn't pay no damn mind. This is important. This is literally everywhere. All of these dams I just said about right now, all these dams are breaking. All of the infrastructure is breaking, all the roads. Who's fixing them? Who's working on them? When you got dad getting locked up next to his son, you got the other son on meth and trank outside. The wife ain't finna get out there and be in the cold doing all of this heavy lifting that a man should be doing. Not saying that she can't do it either. She can. But how many women are actually getting out here building roads? Show me a 50% plus company or civilization where it was 50+% women who actually built the infrastructure, the pipes, the roads, the buildings, the internet, the grids, all of that stuff. Not saying that they're not important. Not saying that what you do is not of prestige and importance. No, it's not what I'm saying. Men need women and women need men. We need each other. Our brothers and sisters need each other more than ever because we're seeing the separations that used to happen in our community now happen in their communities now. So right now, we don't need to be following those examples with the vasectomies, with the living like a hermit and Kermit the Frog ass niggas going off and doing passport bro shit. Going over here giving your seeds to other women who come over here and bleach your ass dry. The moment that they get citizenship, they leave your ass alone. This is true. This is true to word. You got plenty of passport bros going overseas, sitting here and getting gamed up. Could have easily talked to a woman over here. You just wanted your fantasies. Everybody want their fantasies because they don't want to live in their realities. People want their fantasy to be the reality and the reality to be their fantasy. So that's why we have an over obsession with escapisms. That's why you see the sensationalism of the superhero, because the superhero can be sensationalized through the CGI to make it appetizing and appealing to our eye gates. That's what that's become. But you got plenty of bros going overseas, trying to be passport bros and getting duped. You're seeing many of these brothers go overseas thinking that they got it, thinking that they're going to find somebody who they're going to love, and they take them for everything. Just third world thirsting. And because they lost everything, that's what's going on right now. Let me go ahead and put this other one up because this is what they're doing right now. Like I said, the wives is leaving them. They not being taken care of. These women ain't taking care of them no more. Most of their women are lusting over black men right now. Quiet as kept, but they're married to them. That's the difference. They're married to those women. They're married to each other. So as much as they can't stand their white husband and counterparts, they can't stand their husbands. Because the amount of shit that they may have said in the bed or at the dinner table, that they looking at them like, Roger, that was not nice. And then the kids hear this. What do you talk about, Margaret? That's how they are. Oh, yeah, no. And then she fucks your coworker. And now you're devastated and you lose everything. And now you end up with a new woman thinking that everything was all good. Because you said what you said. Now you done got with this new woman. You didn't pay for her visa to come over here to be an upstanding citizen under your tutelage as a man. She get over here and she get all the way up to it and bring the parents over here. And you got conned and gamed out. I'm gonna show you this one. Hold on. This one, wow.
Hey, I'm Johnny with Upfit Supply, and this is our Ram ProMaster 159-inch.
I don't give a damn, John.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. Yeah, welcome to the shittiest post that I'm ever going to make. There's a lot to it, and I'm not going to go into it, okay? But suffice to say, after providing and going on the Disney World trip, which included the funeral for my mom, I got up to day 6, I think, on that, because it all broke down at Magic Kingdom. Fucking ironic. And I didn't post anything after that, because when we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children. So that's heavy, right? That's a nuke. And I'm gonna go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just stayed by myself through Christmas Eve and through Christmas Day. And I missed Christmas with my children. My in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, and Jayanne, they proceeded to open the presents without me. Presents of which, all of which I bought. Yeah, the separation is a separation. I'm lucky enough to have a big house, and the logistics of it can be met right away, but I spent Christmas utterly by myself. And it's coming up on New Year's Eve, and I'm still alone. Because there's no communication from her. Why? Because she's communicating with her parents. She has the total backing and validation of her parents. Plus TikTok. All external sources of validation. And it's my position, my feelings are not relevant. She's got it figured out. She's got a plan. I'm waiting to hear what the plan is, and we'll see what happens from that point. But I'm pretty. I'm at peace with what has occurred, what could occur. I am done being Mr. Fix-It. Fix-It Felix. I'm not going to be the simp, nice guy, Fix-It Felix anymore. A relationship takes two people. And
I had to stop it real quick because the instant change, they don't understand that at peace or I'm healed or I'm spiritually inclined or enhancing myself. No, they don't understand it. That it's word salad. Immediately, the moment that he even finished saying what he was saying, he went right into the the spite, the pity, the bitterness about it, the jadedness that are from it, like he already made his points, anyways, I'm gonna just let it go.
She made the decision for the separation. She's made the announcement and made plans with family to take our children back to the Philippines. And she's an adult. She has accountability. It's on her to come to me and explain to me what her plan is, such that it is, and what can be done about it. So, surprise, no more countdown with the great fun in Disney World. It was a fucking disaster. And, that's the truth. Social media is not about the truth, but I'm about the truth, so that's what I give you. Thanks.
We are all here at the airport. Mama and Papa landed about 40 minutes ago. They have to go through customs, of course. So we're outside of customs, Terminal 2, waiting for their Lola and Lolo. 13. Oh. All right, stay tuned. Next vlog, you'll get to meet Mom and Dad. You excited?
No, she wasn't. I had to stop it there. That was so bullshit fake. And you see the parents, the parents is already up on game as far as they already know that they need to get them in there. Once they get Americanized, that changes the whole game for most of these people. I promise you, it's crazy.
You excited?
That was. And these kids don't have no clue about what their parents have done.
You're gonna meet your grandpa for the first time. He's never seen you, Rocky. Yeah. She was born in Hawaii, and he's never seen you yet. Oh, he's gonna die. Excuse me, are you taking my chair? Are you taking my chair?
See, now, anybody who's a father or a man is always going, if he's sitting here, using his daughter as a commodity. You know what I'm saying? Like, not once did he shake his hand, give him a hug or anything like that. You know, like that's crazy. I've never gone in no mama's house and mama was just, no hug, no big hug or pops, what you trying to do with my daughter or anything like that. Like there's no connection even with the mom or anything like that. They know that all they want her daughter to do, all they want their daughter to do is to be on the hook, get in some way somehow.
Okay, they landed safe. We got them. They got laid. We're gonna head to the van and go get some lunch.
He looking at this like this a whole vlog virtual signaling, like I'm a stand-up guy type of attitude. But it's like, dude, they don't see you like that. You're completely delusional and oblivious.
Dad, you go first.
Want you to go first. You go first so they can talk shit behind you. Stab you in the back like they did.
First stop on the way home. Lulu's in Waikiki.
That is not no happiness. And that is what we're seeing out of all of them. And this is even the interesting part about it is that they choose this part now of their life because of the hurt that he went through. So because he chose this, and then this person did him wrong, like the amount of pain and hurt, just as much as you just said that he's at peace and all that stuff. No, he's not. No, he's not. Because he has kids with her now. For one, he has kids with her now. You have intermingled yourself. So at the end of the day, the father is just like, I'm not tripping. I got grandkids. This is what they think about when they come over to this country. That's every other nationality. That's how they speak. They just want, they speak and say, we just need one hook. We just need one of you guys to get in. That's why they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. She's not happy. That's a fake ass smile. People are not really in love anymore. It's transactional. And he can't get mad because that's what you signed up for too. You knew that you would be dealing with that across the seas. As many of the horror stories of the people wanted to come over here just for that particular reason. If she was not incentivized for that aspect, that's why you got to take it. That's why do you love me when I still tell your ass no? Because if she didn't have that, if she wasn't incentivized for that reason, do you think she would have been with this rugrat? She has plenty of other options, but they are specialists in snaring and getting hooked with white supremacy. They are oppressively capitulative to the process, to the ideology. I'm willing to be pacified to it. I'm willing to blend myself. I'm willing to open my Pandora's box to poison or virus, destroy her lineage. These people really think they're in love. These people never love them back. I got family and friends who have done the same thing. That's why I'm bringing this up and even speaking about this, because these people are the same ones that are sad, mad, and miserable now because they thought that they have found love in somewhere else. And you got people who are going everywhere else because they think that they can't find it here. It was here all along. You just chose. You just chose. You got plenty of brothers that are doing this too. Plenty of brothers. And getting scammed and getting played. These people are living out fantasies. not really living in realities. So yeah.
A trip about culture turned into a trip chasing beauty, and I got myself into a little girlfriend situation. Man, what the? Now, they definitely didn't want you to film in there, so you're gonna have to fill in the blanks on this one. Now, I was in there eating, having a good time. I met a few joints that I really liked, but sadly, man, I didn't go home with nothing at all.
What's your name?
Giselle.
You got, what's that?
Next. Now he just played her. She walked off. So you think that she ain't gonna return that favor? Hell hath no fear like a woman scorned.
So I knew I wanted to start the day off by going to the second largest mall in the Western Hemisphere. So I'm enjoying my time at the mall, and guess who I run into? Yep, little mama from yesterday. So she put her hand out like, you could walk with me. So I started walking with her, and that's when the GFE time started, and we ended up spending all day together.
You got better when you made me admit it. You said you done trusting niggas, but you didn't. Move low key, but I really know you with it. Why you nonchalant when you really got them niggas out? I'm not straight out the drums when I tell you.
Eso, casual. Casual.
Cuss word?
Bro, she is not in love with you. And these brothers will go because these hot dog neck ass niggas think that they can find and do. You're doing the same transactional love as that white man. And you're getting played just like that white man because these people in other countries understand what it means to be American. They're not fooled. They're impeccable with their thoughts and their words. You as an American, if you don't provide, we are not on your side. That's how they look at every single one of us. This dude looks like the Godfather mole from off of the animation Zootopia. He looks like the little Godfather mole, the little groundhog. If I pulled a picture up, you'd be like, that's hilarious.
This, casual.
Damn. Damn, bonita mohair.
Hi.
That is fake as shit. I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Hey.
They wasn't blue. Now I'm banking on the sweet life when I'm next to you, giving you the credit you deserve.
So since Lil Mama was tired, we decided to go home and lay up for some hours, and that would have been the end to a beautiful story. But
more moments later.
So after laying up for a while, we walked around, and I was gonna rent a slingshot, but they was closed, and she wanted to ride around.
Next morning.
So the next day I get to the airport, hit her up. She responded slow. I checked the story. Damn. Focus on yourself, Kings.
Oh, so now it's focus on yourself after it all goes bad. After you hoes come and go, but never let it stop your dough, huh? Yep. Whoa, Nelly. That same lady you could have probably had in high school that you would probably like bagging on and talking shit about, that you probably could have had an actual chance with. You know, people talk, people tell, people speak. And word travels, you know, that, hey, he's such and such, he's that and that. Yeah. I just had to bring that to the attention because I know how much this is becoming a serious thing within our brothers. And I'm like, dude, stop with the pornography, stop with the fapping. No more fapping, semen retention. Start focusing on yourself. We've been talking about this for quite some time. That brother was spiritually jacked up and damaged. He's insecure, you know, and he needed his confidence is even more worse because now you got to come back home to explain, you know, you have to explain the experience, and now it's even worse here that you've been called out about it. This is what's been the wrap up this whole year. That's what we've been showing. That our brothers are going overseas. doing this stuff. Brothers is on the games, getting burnt out playing these video games, getting all emotional, getting jacked up. So I just wanted to bring a couple of those points, but I'm gonna close it with probably one more. But I'm gonna come back on later because I'll probably come on just as 9:00 p.m. Standard Time for the New Year's Eve. Probably might just do that. So we'll be back on, for the New Year's celebration for New York and California, and enjoy while everybody else is up and doing their thing too. So it's gonna be wild outside. So and it's cold, so I ain't even trying to be up and running around like that. But yeah, I just wanted to leave it like that. Probably got some more later on, but I got more videos. But I hope this was informative and this helped out a lot of people because, our people have been lost in the sauce for quite some time and need to be able to help our brothers and sisters come back to reality. And things like that, I tried to showcase to be like, hey, we need to be pulled back to reality because our inappropriate behavior is starting to showcase and really show its ugly head now at this point. And we need to be careful and mindful about how we're conducting ourselves now because this year coming up, it's either love or hate. And Venus is in the midst. And so things are going to be moving fast. If you didn't catch the last video I did with the year in review, being able to see the planetary alignment coming up for this year, it's going to be very important. It's going to be a lot of things. Everything's going to be moving so fast. This stuff is going to hit everybody so swift. Mercury is definitely not playing this year. I could definitely say that. So that's probably all that I got for now. I think that is, that's all the videos. I don't see any more. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, it should be good. No, well, definitely thank everybody for tapping in with me on your evening, your day. But yeah, we definitely gonna be back. So just wanted to leave it like that. But I appreciate everybody. And like I said, keep sharing this video with as many people as possible. I want to keep my peoples informed out there, whether they want to hear it or not. They need to be able to understand that this information is located here, centralized on my channel, that is here to inform and help the nation out. So if you're not here, then I definitely am excited for everybody in the nation about this year to come. So shalom, everybody, and enjoy the rest of this 2024, because 2025, we about to get live. All right, everybody.